Hello everyone and welcome to the watch-along of Manchester United versus Sheffield United in the Premier League. We are back with the Premier League fixture after our heroics in the FA Cup this weekend, knocking out the Scousers, winning 3-2. Bruno free kick, what a game this weekend. But today, back to the league, back to where we are top of the league. Well, at recording we've got City playing today, who knows how that is, but Manchester United are top of the league when I'm recording this, and we can go top and remain top if we win this game against Sheffield United. Sheffield United, obviously bottom of the league, not in the best of runs, but every game right now for Manchester United is an important one. So hopefully we can get the win today. Now, you guys have been sending in your predictions to paddockmatchday@gmail.com, and you can do that before every single Stretford Paddock watch along. So make sure you're doing that. Make sure you're emailing them in. Here is some of your predictions.
So once again, match day, and on paper this should be pretty easy, really, shouldn't it? I mean, Sheffield, who were one of the teams last season, I think what Chris Wilder did last season was brilliant with the squad he had. But this season, maybe a couple of injuries, but have hindered them. But the fact that the bottom of the league they are terrible at the moment, and it's a bit of a shame to see, really. But it's one of them games where it always happens with United. We come across a team that we should batter, and they'll put on their best performance of the season on. I'm really hoping that doesn't happen. I'm hoping that we just absolutely thrash them. But yeah, I'm going to go 3-0, 3-4-0. That's what on paper we should be doing. But like I said, you never know. They probably put the best performance of the season up. But yeah, let's say 4-0 and top of the league again.
Hey everyone, Angelina here with my prediction for the Sheffield United game. Looking at where we are in the table, top of course, and looking at where Sheffield are at the bottom, considering how good they were last season, considering they were newbies in the league, I think they did pretty well, and it's kind of sad to see them where they are now. But that being said, we need 3 points, so I'm confident that United will get a very good win, and I am going to go for a 4-1 victory. And on the score sheet, I will go with 2 for Edison Cavani, 1 for Marcus Rashford, and 1 for Bruno Fernandes.
All right, well, I'm still buzzing from that result of the weekend. I want us to carry that form into this next match. And what a better match to it than Sheffield. They've only won 1 game all season. I don't want to be their second, but I don't think we'll be. I think Cavani still needs to start up front. Greenwood's shown that he can play outside on the right. And maybe we might see a cheeky Diallo in the squad, but that might be too much for asking. But at this moment in time, with the squad playing the way it is, Fernandes in there, Cavani in there, I can't see us winning anything less than 3-0.
It's these sort of results that title challenges are built on, and I think United have to start getting results like we've seen so far this season. And Sheffield United really shouldn't be that much of a threat. I mean, they've got a couple of okay players, but realistically, they're not the same team they were last season. United proved that they are too much for them. We beat them relatively recently, so they shouldn't be much of a threat. And if United are going to stay at the top of the table, this is going to be a great chance to do that, because Sheffield United, like I said, they're not great. Solskjaer might even rotate the squad around. I mean, there's certain players. I think Fernandes, he did come on the weekend, but I maybe would have liked to see him have another rest, because I still think maybe he could be a bit tired, and a couple of other players as well. I'm going to say comfortable win, and it should keep a clean sheet as well, really. 3-0 is what I'm going to say.
All right, lads. I think it's fair to say that Sheffield aren't having a great time at the moment. But saying that, much like any other team, they really like to turn it on against us. So we've got another challenge. I think each week is a challenge for us now, if we want to stay at the top. So we put a full team out, we go for it again. Let's go for 3-1. Come on, United.
We're in a very, very good situation at the moment. If you would have said to me that we'd be in this position at this time last year, top of the league, yes, City have a game in hand on us, could overtake us. But if you would have said this to me this time last season, at this point last year, where Bruno Fernandes has just joined the fray, I would have said you're having a laugh. I really would have. So the fact that we're going into this game against Sheffield United, not that I'm overlooking them at all, but I'm going into that game fully expecting all 3 points. I'm literally looking at the fact we should be beating them comfortably. Should be a nice and let's not say easy, but respectable win for us. And then comes a big one on Saturday. Again, not overlooking Sheffield United by any means, but as I said, I believe we're in the type of form. We've got the players now that are bringing fear into other opposition players. That much is quite obvious. For me, the game against Sheffield United should win quite comfortably. I'm going to go for a 3-0 victory.
Paddock match day, Manchester United are playing Sheffield United at Old Trafford. Sheffield United, last time we played them, showed a lot of fight in that game, and it was a very, very entertaining game, and we managed to win 3-2. I expect it to be the same outcome, but I reckon if United could get the first goal, we'll probably go on to win that game pretty comfortably. So my score prediction, I'm going with 3-0 Manchester United. Come on, United.
Hello, Reds. Manchester United play Sheffield United at Old Trafford. Let's keep this good form going and let's beat the Blades. 2-1 is my score prediction for the game.
Paddock match day. Notch here. Now, we know we had to work hard to get points against the bottom team last time just to reach 6th in the league. Look where we are a month later. A chance to fight for the title with City and Leicester. Now, let's not start playing balls across our back line and giving away sloppy goals, but we know they're weak at the back, so let's give it Bruno to complete a load of idea balls, give it to Trashbeck to prove the haters wrong one more time, and show them that Ollie's defensive football is embarrassing everybody else in this league. Remember, this means more. Trust the Notchster.
Thank you guys for sending those in. Remember, every single game, paddockmatchday@gmail.com, you can send in your predictions for every single Manchester United football match. And this week on Stretford Paddock, we've had shows such as Transfers Live last night, and this is what Joe and Jay were chatting about.
In terms of it happening, I think there's a chance if we want him.
I mean, we're talking in the summer,
like
by the way,
sorry. We've been linked with him.
It's not happening in January.
No, we've been linked with him a lot in the past.
Yeah.
And I think he's a good player, and I think he's a much improved player. And as we always say, or as I always say about that position in particular, the defensive midfield position is one of the positions that is hardest to quantify the quality of a player in that position. I think maybe the most difficult of all positions, because there are so many different ways of playing that role. Unless you're an all tackling, here's the stats on how many tackles I do per game kind of defensive midfielder, people can just say, oh, he's shit, what does he do? Oh, he ain't got that many passes, he ain't got that many tackles, he doesn't score, he's not that good in the air, he's not that fast, like, he must be shit then. Because statistically, it's one of the least rewarding positions on the pitch.
Yeah.
But I think he's a very good player, he's a very astute player who understands the game well, and he cuts things out, and his positioning is very good. And I think he's only got better at West Ham, and it's no surprise and no coincidence that West Ham, like you said, are doing so well this season. And I think he's a big part of that. I really like him. I think he'd be really good at United. I think he's not as good on the ball as Matic, so I don't think we should be expecting that. But he's more like a Matic, where positionally he's excellent. He's grown up and he's been a defensive midfielder for a while, whereas we've got other players who are sort of being tried to brought into that position and don't quite have the position and the positional sense that he does. I think he'd be excellent, and I would have him. And the fact that Chelsea aren't going for him, assuming he wants a move, that to me puts United near the top of the list, especially if we want him, like there have been rumours saying that we do, and there have been relatively reliable reports in the past that we do want him. So I'd be well up for having Declan Rice. I think he'd improve our midfield. I think he would be a great way to have Pogba and Bruno in the same team, although if he comes in summer, you may not have to worry about fitting Pogba into any team. But I just think it allows us to play more creative players. Him and Van der Beek, or him, Van der Beek and Bruno in a midfield, I think would look excellent, and it would add another option as well in midfield. I'd definitely take him.
That was Transfers Live, and because it's still the transfer window, we got a special guest in for the Tier 1 podcast, and here with what Ronaldo and Jay had to say with Mr. Henry Winter.
If January is a quiet transfer window, and as you said, do you believe it could be a way in terms of United have a quiet January transfer window, and it's a way of almost gearing themselves up for a potentially big summer? Can you expect any kind of big transfers in the summer for United?
I'm sure they'll be linked with Sancho again. I think that is inevitable. I think the important thing is you tie down certain players. Obviously, with the manager, you want his future tied down. But I keep changing my mind on Pogba. I've just seen him like World Cup finals, and the speech he gave to the French before the game in Moscow. There is a fabulous player in there. I mean, what you really want in every transfer window is Pogba to be absolutely playing well and dominating, and for Mino Raiola to have lost his mobile phone, because he's such a good player. And okay, he could He could possibly go to Real Madrid. They could afford him. I'm not sure they can at the moment. He could possibly go to PSG. I just think now is not the time to be leaving Manchester United. Now is the time that the club are going to kick on as a team, as a squad, as a club, under Solskjaer, such a unifying factor to everyone throughout the club. And can you imagine if Manchester United make a push? You will make a push for the title this season. You're already doing that. I mean, 9 teams have already done it. It's a merry-go-round at the top, and Manchester United have got the squad to contest that. I think it's probably between you and City, possibly Liverpool at the moment. But next season, when fans are back, when Old Trafford is rocking again, why would Pogba want to go outside? Pogba could become a legend, is a strong word to use at Manchester United, because you've had some great legends down the years. But Pogba could become a great at Manchester United. He could do great things at Manchester United.
So big thanks to Henry Winter for coming on to Stretford Paddock. If you want to listen to that podcast, remember you can click the pod follow link in the description below. You can have that on Spotify, iTunes and all your favourite podcasting platforms. So remember, we will be here from right now all the way through to the final whistle. We'll also have reviews, fan cams, 7 reasons why and all that good stuff after the game. But before then, let's go through the team news. Over to the lads.
Yo,
Yo.
It's match day. Manchester United, Sheffield United. They're the worst team in the league, potentially ever. Are we going to lose?
We're not going to lose. Don't be positive. We need energy and all that kind of stuff. We're going to win comfortably, happily.
Do you know what? This United team's turned the corner. This United team, even when we go behind, even when Liverpool scored the other day, ages yet. Previous United teams, we concede a goal, you go, oh, fuck's sake.
I always feel like we're going to score a goal, which is a nice feeling to have in a football team, is that United are going to score a goal at the minute. They're going to score, unless a team is pegged back, like ridiculously defending. That's the only thing. But even then, I feel like Pogba's going to do something. Bruno's going to do something. Someone's going to do something that's impressive and we'll score a goal.
Did you see Rio Ferdinand's little interview with Paul Pogba?
It was. He did well.
It was.
I did.
So did you see it?
Sorry.
It was.
I've told you before, I'm hungry and I'm all over the place. This is a new
fucking language for you.
New language. Yeah, I did see it. It's very good. It was a good interview. There was a lot of answers that were like, meh, that were like very much...
Yeah, mainly the answer to the question.
Yeah. Are you signing the contract?
He's sticking around,
And the only thing was there was not a lot of, it's the manager that's done this. There's not. It was very much Paul Pogba's done well. That's good. And that is what Paul Pogba is. He said the right things. He never said anything mad. Would have liked to have seen more from him, like come out and say, yeah, we've worked on X, Y, and Z. We've got that kind of stuff. But what he said is, yeah, it's just the mentality is a bit different. But at the same time, it's United don't let people say anything as well. So for as much as we're going to blame Paul Pogba, it's United will have said, this is your answers to these questions.
Well, I know that United literally have a press person standing on the other side of the camera. I know when somebody was being interviewed about international duty, they asked them, or it was coming up to an international break and they'd just been selected for the England squad for the first time in a while. Yep. And they said, England squad, and they was like, can we stop it there? You're not supposed to ask about England. Oh, come on, man. I'm literally talking about his good form for his club's got him.
Yeah.
All right, whatever.
No, we can't do that. Yeah, they're very much like that. They're doing all them things. But, good interview, good to see Paul Pogba. And like, a lot of the comments have been good to see Paul Pogba smiling and happy and things like that. It looks like he's got something about him at the minute where he's playing in different positions. He's not like, every time he plays deeper, he's like, I don't want to be here. He plays a little bit further forward. He looks good. He plays further back. He looks good. Does his job. The Burnley game for us, the perfect example was that wasn't a game that I say a season ago would have done.
It's been like 3 or 4 games where I've seen like really intelligent contributions from him. I know Paul Pogba can skin a man. I know Paul Pogba's got a 70-yard pass in him. I know Paul Pogba's got a 30-yard shot in him, and I don't need to see that from him in every minute of every game. I think Rio mentioned it in his interview with him. What's impressing me about Paul Pogba is he's simplified his game.
Yep.
He's moving the ball up the pitch quickly. He's keeping hold of it when he needs to. He's just doing the right stuff.
Yep.
And that's what's really encouraging at the moment. And I'm not sure on the reasons why. Is it? I think what I can say is it's been phenomenal man management from Solskjaer. Like, I think every single one of us would have been happy if we never saw Paul Pogba again following that statement that came out from Raiola.
Yep.
And Solskjaer would have been well within his rights to been like, do one. But he's gone, okay, put an arm around him, said whatever he said to him, whether it's you're part of this team going forward, you're integral, sign a new deal, or you've got 6 months to play yourself to the best contract you can get elsewhere. Whatever he's done, whichever angle he's gone for, it's worked.
It's worked. And the other thing is that I think that a lot of people have said Paul Pogba, has gone through bad phases for Manchester United and things like that. When Ollie came in, he was our best player in that spell. That when we were very good, he was our best player. He's then not been fit since then. That's what people haven't... he's literally... This is the first time he's been fit in the past 2 years. Since that little spell when Ollie first came in, this is the first time he's been fit for an extended period of time. And maybe that's all it's been. Maybe there's been a little bit of he needs to get fit. There has been... I think him playing in the deep position well is massive. I think that when he's gone forward and had free rein, I think he's always done very well. But now that he can do that other job, that I said, the Burnley game is the perfect example. He's bang on with what he's doing. And maybe the other thing is, there's mentioned, maybe he's just sniffed out and gone, we could win something here. And I'm going to, if I up my game a little bit, with Bruno around me, with Rashford scoring goals, with Cavani around me, that we can do it. And I think that, there's people in the comments saying he might stay, he might go. Let's not do what Paul Pogba's doing, do what Ollie's doing. Let's concentrate on these 6 months that we've got of the season, what we can do in that 6 months, what Paul Pogba can do. And when the summer comes around, we'll deal with it. If he goes, he goes. If he stays, he stays.
It's very much a case of, although not to the same level of quality, it's very much a Ronaldo 2009 situation. Shut up and get on with it.
Yeah, I think it was...
What'll happen in the summer will happen in the summer regardless.
There was a bit of a difference there in the fact that the 2008 we just won the Champions League and we're flying. I think
it's a different level of quality, but the shut up and get on with it part is what I'm on about, rather than we've just won everything.
Exactly. Shut up and get on with it, and if he goes in the summer, he goes, but who cares?
I'm worried. What do I think of Sol as a replacement? Never thought of him, to be honest. Never, not once ever discussed it.
We've had a few videos talking about him.
I'm worried for the Arsenal game coming up. They're in sensational form, and we're terrible against them of late.
I wouldn't say sensational form.
Fucking for Arsenal it is.
They've won 2 games.
All right, in the last 6, I think they've got 5 wins and a draw.
They got 2.
That's sensational for them.
Lost Southampton on Saturday in the cup, didn't they?
All right, I'm talking about the league.
Okay, in the league they're doing okay, and you're right. It is a slip-up game. It is a game that might do well. Again, all these games at the top, the big games this season, the Liverpool game in the league, the City game in the league, and all this kind of stuff, they're all framed by the games around them. And I think tonight, if we win 5-0 tonight and then draw 0-0 at the weekend, you're not... And then you win 2-0 in the week, you don't feel... But if we drop points tonight and then you go into Arsenal and get beat, because that was the whole point in the last game, is we just drew 0-0 with Chelsea, and then it was the same game and they nicked a goal. That's what made it feel bad. Whereas if you get a 0-0 out of it at the weekend, you go... we've dropped points. They're playing a bit of good football. They'll have the little bounce, so they've got a new player in.
No, it's not going to go like that. I mean, you'd like to think it goes like that, but it ain't going to go like that. If we drop literally every single game, if United drop points, it's a crisis. Literally every single one. And I don't like it like that. This isn't me saying that's how it should be. That's how it is.
That is how it is. And every single team, it's not going to be like it was when City and Liverpool went for the title, where you're going to need to win 11 games on the bounce to win the league. You're not going to do that. City, for as good as they've looked in the last few weeks, I don't think will do that.
No,
because I still think they're going to drop points against better teams. I still think if they've not got a striker fit.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine. I think they're very strong.
I do think they're strong, but I don't think they're going to win 12 games in the bounce. I don't think they're going to do what they did to end the season like that. I think they'll drop points here and there. They'll have a 0-0 against someone. A team like Tottenham or Liverpool will go and beat them. We could beat them, or we'll take points off them. I think it's going to be like that all the way.
Yeah,
I don't think you're going to need to do it.
I don't think they're going to drop a lot of points, me. I really don't. I think it's City's title to lose. Juan Martinez says, Steve, have I tried Eldorado 12-year-old rum? I think that's upstairs.
Is it? Probably.
Yeah. We got a lot of bottles upstairs that we haven't opened yet. We may or may not be saving them for a hypothetical date in May when we're going to lose our minds and
we're going to lock ourselves in there until it's dry.
Fuck off, Cameron.
Anyway, let's have a look what else we've got here. City will get Haaland. Again, the Haaland stuff's going to come up all the time. I think that there's going to be a lot of teams in for him. You all right?
Fucking tired, mate.
Yeah. You sound tired.
Yeah, do I?
Have a Red Bull.
Home.
Have a Red Bull. No, we can't do that. City get Haaland and Messi.
It'd probably fuck them up.
It probably would.
It probably would, right? Because you go, oh my God, that's outrageous. But it never goes that easy when you've got that many world-class players in a team. You go, okay, then...
when you make like 5 really good signings in the summer... And
it's like when we signed fucking Varane and you go, I don't think we'll lose a game. Ever.
But then, imagine if you get like 5 really good signings in the summer and then end up having to sack your manager in December and get a new one in. What happens? That happens quite regularly, doesn't it?
Yeah, not a City, but not
a City, but
no, because basically it's a club built in Pep's image and at the altar of Pep. So I don't think that's going to happen.
No, I don't think that's going to happen. But it's happening in other clubs.
I'd love for us to win both. But would you rather win the FA Cup or Europa? Obviously, league priority number 1. I'd say FA Cup, mate. It's been a minute.
FA Cup, and also I think if we get knocked out the Europa, like the FA Cup, it gives you a break at a weekend maybe. But after the next round, you still play a game. The FA Cup, once it's the quarterfinals, I think the Premier League still goes on. Whereas if we get knocked out Europa, at least you get a break on a Thursday instead of this ridiculous Thursday.
How big a loss is Rashford for the team mentality ahead of this game? What are you talking about?
Loss?
I'm not sure.
Rashford.
I'm not sure he's gone.
I think he might be. He could be rested, but I think he's in the squad. Eric Bayer's not in the squad though. Did you see that today?
No, I didn't see that. I saw that Diallo wasn't, and people was flipping out like, "Fuck me, the guy's been here a fortnight."
He's 18.
And he's about. Oh, speaking of which, might as well discuss this. So I get sent like a lot of football CVs.
Yeah.
And I read them because a lot of them are from wild places, South America, Africa, Far East. And I'll read them, and I'm like, okay, if you can get a flight over here, find yourself a job, find yourself a house, it's £35 a month in subs. Right? There's no pay here. We are a grassroots football team. But I'll read them and see what they're saying. Because I think a lot of people look at us and think we're pro, which is mad. And this guy had emailed us. He was 5'9".
That's about my height.
And he was £113.
Not about my weight.
You know how much that is?
It's not a lot.
8 stone.
8 stone?
And he said he was a centre forward. And half of me was like, no, I'm not talking to you. 8 stone in a day. 8 stone!
He would go...
I think he would die.
Yeah.
We play against some fat centre halves, don't we?
Yeah.
But they're hard.
Yeah.
8 stone.
Speaking of big centre halves, Sheffield United, what have they got? Shall we have a look at your little opposition preview ahead of today's game?
See what he's done
that transition there. Go on, let's have a look at what you're saying about Sheffield United.
It should be a straightforward 3 points, but will it be a straightforward 3 points? And actually, we thought a similar thing. One of the first games post-lockdown when we saw Manchester United absolutely tearing to pieces. I hope it's a similar sort of thing for us then. So last 3 Premier League matches for United: 1-0 against Burnley, 0-0 against Liverpool, and 2-1 against Fulham. Next 3 Premier League matches following this, we've got Arsenal, Southampton and Everton. Sheffield United's last 3 Premier League games: 0-2 against Crystal Palace, 1-0 against Newcastle, and 1-3 against Tottenham Hotspur. They've got Man City, West Brom and Chelsea next. This is a brutal period. West Brom especially will fancy themselves in that time, and I expect Chelsea will have their new manager in place by the time that one rolls around as well. So it's going to be a very tough ask for them. And Chris Wilder, it's difficult, isn't it? I hope they stick with him and just realise that the Premier League is an absolute killer's row at the moment. And even though they're rock bottom of it and almost certainties to go down, I hope that they're able to stick with him and let him build. Because realistically, what was your expectations of Sheffield United? To try and establish yourself as a Premier League club, I would have hoped it was. I don't think it should have been anything more than that. You had a fantastic season last year. This year, it's not gone so well. Thin squad, exterior factors putting into that. It's one of those. So I think Wilder's probably going to continue with his 3-5-2 system against United, which converts to a 5-3-2 while they're defending. Ramsdale in goal, who, let's be honest, has not been the replacement that everyone was hoping that they'd get for Henderson, and potentially a real big one. I think Basham, Egan and Ampadu are likely to make up the back three. Jaden Bogle will be the man to provide the width on the right-hand side, with Edna Stevens keeping his place on the left. In midfield, I think it'll be Lundstrom, Ollie Norwood and John Fleck likely to make up a very resolute sort of midfield three. And up front, Starman, McGoldrick, and it'll either be Ollie Burke or Ryan Brewster who line up alongside him. Key man then is McGoldrick. He's been a level above everybody else in that Sheffield United side this season, and is basically the major contributor towards goals for them. 6 goals, 2 assists, double the number of contributions of any other Sheffield United player. Not only that, but he's also got a serious knack of finding the goal against the bigger teams. Opened the scoring in United's win at Bramall Lane earlier in the campaign, and all right, Sheffield United's threats are few and far between. McGoldrick is the one that, if you keep quiet, the chances of you winning this game are dramatically increased. So, Egan is suspended, I believe. I got that wrong in my preview.
You did. But
other than that, everything's fucking well researched and presented in a fucking terribly sexy manner.
You did very well there. Did very well.
I do well.
Yeah, you did very well.
Almost
Well, who
like
do you think?
Almost like a normal about something.
Obviously, in the last game we played Dean Henderson against Liverpool, and we played Dean Henderson the last time we played Sheffield United. Do you think he gets back in the squad, or do you think it's a big Dave back in goal?
I thought he did all right against Liverpool.
He
But
did?
no, I would say no, probably not.
Do you think he's?
Yeah,
do you think
back-
it's now De Gea in
back
there
to De
for the
Gea.
rest of the season?
David De Gea.
For the Premier League. We've got our reliable source, the most reliable.
I mean, that's Turk actually, but
That's
let's
Turk
see.
actually.
Greenwood, Rashford, Martial front three. So
And Twanzebe starting in defence.
I don't know where he's got that from.
Don't know where he's got that from. No source whatsoever.
Yeah.
But Turk's usually pretty switched on now and again.
He's got Stephen in his little picture.
He's got a
Yeah,
picture
he's
of
got me in his
Stephen in his
picture.
profile. So yeah, there's. What do you make if that is the front three? Happy? Not happy?
not digging out Anthony Martial, to be honest, at the moment.
No, I'm
I
not.
don't think he's bringing anything to the team.
I don't think. Yeah, I think there is a bit of.
And
a bit of
people
that.
saying like Cavani can't fucking play week in, week out. Why?
Well, he's a
Guy's
bit older.
shredded. Yeah, he's a bit older. He's shredded. He ran 12k the other day.
Yes, we're playing a break.
No,
He's
he's
knackered.
break. Guy's fucking on it, mate. He's like a lion.
I know, but I think, again, mentioned this in the monthly podcast, a little bit of rotation early on in the season, all the way through, and then, towards the end of the season, Cavani plays every game, Martial doesn't have a kick. That might be the case, is prepare Cavani so that when we've got that last run in the 10 games, when we need to win them all to win the league, Cavani plays them. That might be the case.
Give us the comments, Cam. Let's have a look what everybody's
Let's have a look
saying.
what everyone's saying.
It's still 0-0, I believe, in Chelsea and Wolves.
It is. It's on. It's literally there.
Let Ollie decide who's knackered. He's seeing them every day. I'm seeing them once a week. He's probably got a better idea than I do.
He does. Martial isn't coming back, guys. I don't think that's... You can't know that. He's had ups
You
and
can't have a
downs.
rough back for 6 months. I mean, Fred had a rough year.
Alex has.
6 plus
You've had a
months.
rough 6 months, haven't you?
With football, yeah. Really bad. Horrendous. It's because I'm old and slow and not very good at football. So that's why that is.
You have to put a bobble on your captain's armband to keep it in place and all, don't you? Fucking beefcake.
Losing weight at the minute. A bit of a health kick anyway, aren't I?
All right.
Which I'm going to now go and order.
I'm definitely putting it on.
Yeah, Cameron's putting it on. Big pre-season for Cameron Waters there. That's your player of the month he's talking
I
about.
know,
there.
yeah.
CDM though, you need to be big.
Questions there around Dan James. What do you reckon to him? Getting any more minutes? Not at all. Never again.
I mean, I think I saw what I needed to see from him, and he might improve. It's possible. But what I saw from him in Perth against Leeds and that, and on pre-season, I was like, he's getting a lot of opportunities, but his ability with them is not great. We've got the lineup here.
Is there?
I think Dan James is, he's a limited player. Is this generation?
Do you want some really good news, Steve, for you?
Is this shut up?
We've got
Is this generation's belly on?
Okay. David De Gea in goal for the starting lineup. We have Maguire and Axel Twanzebe, Alex Telles and Wan-Bissaka as the fullbacks, Matic, Pogba and Bruno Fernandes in midfield. And it was right, the front three of Anthony Martial, Marcus Rashford and Mason Greenwood.
I got 9 out of 11.
9 out of 11.
Yeah, I had Cavani playing for Marshall and
Yep.
I had Lindelof in for Axel. But I like that.
Yep. we've got a
Which academy debutants are we going to see this year? Fucking none of them, pal.
No, I don't think so. They're not getting.
Shoaller's miles off. Shoaller's literally finishing his fucking year 9 sats. So that's not happening. And Fish looks good, to be fair to him. Fish has surprised me, because Will Fish has come out of nowhere a little bit. He's the real fucking classiness to him. I think he's strong for a fairly slight frame, and you need that strength. Mabry is a baller, but like he's a child. Like
he's tiny.
Yeah, he's really small. The closest one is someone who's already made a debut, which would be Mengi.
Yeah.
Or Laird potentially, but he's out on loan killing it. So
I think Mengi's got the chance.
Mengi and Laird, and then maybe a little bit further than that, you're talking Galbraith, Levitt, Garner, but they're all out on loan at the minute. So
which is a good thing.
Yeah, they're all getting minutes.
Going back to that lineup, what are you happy to see? What are you not happy to see? Obviously, fullbacks.
I wanted Tellez in the side, but I wanted Tellez's best attribute is crossing high, and you put him in with Tony Marshall, who can't head fuck all.
Yeah,
it's almost not going to get the best out of him in that sense. Nice to see Tuan Zabi get minutes, just because the guy needs minutes, and I think he's excellent. So very happy to see Tuan Zabi in the team. What this tells me is he is expecting that low block, and I think because he's expecting that low block, you're going to want someone who can help recover. Tuan Zabi's the man for that. He's taking the Bailey role of being the quick one at centre half who can run back. The midfield, I went with Pogba, Bruno, and Matic. Because I think Matic is capable of playing a single pivot, certainly against Sheffield United.
Yeah.
Now, I saw some people going, oh, they press, so you want Fred, and I'm like...
No, that's wrong.
Fred's not great being pressed. Pogba's great being pressed, because he's phenomenal with his body, he's got a touch, he can pass it. And Matic is very composed and also very physical as well.
He's got the experience as well of he knows when to, I've got to try and beat this man, or I've just got to give it to someone and let them play.
So I would hope this is more of a 4-3-3. And I want to see, Wan-Bissaka's not the best at it, but I want to see, and it's certainly not with Greenwood in front of him either, if I'm being honest. I want to see them push on. Greenwood had an interesting quote in the week. He said, watching Cavani in training, and I like this, he makes those movements constantly. He's constantly making what he did at Southampton, scoring 2 goals. He's doing that all the time in the week. And I was like, thank you. I'm glad that you've got that.
He's watching
someone.
it.
Yeah.
And he's saying you have to just keep doing things, keep doing it, keep doing it, even if it doesn't work every time. Cavani's doing it, which is why he gets in those positions.
Comments, please, Cameroon. The bench before we go.
Go on. Yeah.
Henderson, Lindelof, Shaw, Fred, James, Mata, McTominay, Van der Beek, and Cavani.
Now, there's no quotes yet. We'll have a look, see if there's anything about Eric Bailly. Obviously not in the squad at all. With the, in terms of centre halves, you've got Axel getting the start there. Do you think he's kind of got, when we're going to have the ball, when we're going to step a little bit higher, it's going to be Bailly or Tuan Zabi at the minute? Do you think that's maybe the thought process? Do you maybe think that we're going to sit back, that's when Lindelof's going to play, he's going to be able to play out from the back a bit more?
But good to have options.
It's good to have options. And also options where you don't go, oh, he's a bit crap, isn't he? You've got players coming in, you've had...
And you go, oh...
Tellez is playing, Tuan Zabi's
good.
playing, Matic is playing, you're going, oh, that's good, I like that. It's not improving every game, but it's different and it's still keeping that level, which is great to see.
I reckon we need to score early here tonight, because Sheffield United are coming here for a 0-0 win, and they'll be delighted if they get that.
Yeah, they are. They're definitely coming for that, and at the same time as well, they've been terrible, but they've had a little bit uptake in form. They've had the cup games where they've scraped through a couple of against lower league teams, but they're looking a little bit better, and that's all it takes for a team to have a sniff of, we can score goals again, we can do that again, we can maybe defend a bit more.
Give us your early shouts for first goal scorer, what you're thinking?
Yeah, who are we thinking?
I'm thinking Marcus to open the scoring tonight. I think he looked great on the left the other night. Obviously something they'd worked on was trying to get that early ball in behind. You might see a little bit more of that as well for these. Yeah. How far off was I with my team?
They've got.
I didn't have Jagielka starting, but imagine I had Egan starting it and he was suspended, so I'll shut up.
So Jagielka back. Their team is Ramsdale in goal, who he'll probably have a storm attack after I've said this, but has looked really poor on it. There's some of them just gone in, you're gone.
If I'm Pogba, I'm shooting.
Yeah, just have some shots tonight. You've got Basham, Jagielka, Ampadu, Baldock, and Brian as wing backs. Lundstrom, Norwood, Fleck in midfield. McGoldrick, who has this scary stat of doesn't score any goals against anyone else, but scores against top 6 teams.
I thought Brewster might feature tonight as well, or Burke, and neither are. Yeah.
Brewster and Burke on the bench. Have they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Can't you have more subs than that? They've got 6 on the bench. Can't you have more subs than that? How many have we got? Go back to the... Can you show us our screen again, Cam? Just our screen. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, you can have 9. They've got... I know they did say that they're going to have... They've had some players... They've only got 6 subs and we've got 9.
Wow.
There you go. Stats.
Let's have a look at the comments, see what you guys are saying. Are we happy about that? Marshall first goal, Matic 30-yarder. I'll give you 40-1 on that. When we go balls to the wall, pound? Sound.
Pound.
Matt Webber is injured. Outside of Istanbul, Axel has been good in the games he's played.
Yeah.
We're winning the league, says I am king. Bruno 2 goals, says Shankan. Why no Cavani? I'm assuming rested him for Arsenal, but I think he can play week in, week out. I really do.
He can. I think week in, week out compared to a game every 3 days, though. That's a lot of stress on him.
It's calming down a little bit now. It's almost sensible spacing of games. It's not like it is over Christmas. Adam says strange lineups. I mean, it's not really.
It's not.
At all.
It's the front 6 that played every single one of the games towards the end of last season. The only changes really to that team are your fullbacks, really. Your fullback that's changed, and Axel coming in, which is what a lot of people want to see, and I like it.
John Snow says these tangents that Steve used to go on used to be interesting, but now they're too frequent and more worse. More worse is in English. And he only considers his own ideas and comes off pretentious. You know, fuck all, John Snow.
That's it. He's proved your point and disproved it all at the same time there, well done.
And fucking fight me.
There you go.
Cavani and Fred should be there. I mean, you don't need Fred again. Why do you need Fred?
I know. They're going to have... Just have a shots. That's all you need to do. All game. Just shoot.
Am I
just
not cold with a jacket on?
It's not red hot in here, is it?
No.
So, yeah.
If we're ever to rest Wan-Bissaka, who would you put on for him? It's Brandon, isn't it? Really?
Brandon is the only real option at the minute.
I mean, that's the only position really where you go, because I don't know what's going on with him. He fell off big time since last year.
Yeah.
And I know we haven't seen a lot of him, but he's not looked great when he has played this year. And I don't know what
I think he came on when he came on against Leipzig in the last few minutes. He looked aggressive and he did everything that you want to see off Brandon Williams, which is just putting tackles in, putting a bit of effort in. But yeah, I think that the fact that the 20, I don't know how many games the youth teams are playing and stuff like that. There's doesn't seem like there's much, not as regular.
None.
So you can't kind of just drop him and give him the games. And the other thing is this season, I think that we've been a little bit with the draws that we've had, like the Champions League having the 2 games we've had, the group of death. You couldn't exactly say, we'll rest our right back in this game. You had to play Wan-Bissaka. The draws we've had in the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, meaning you've had to play our strongest team all the way through. You got West Ham again in the next round. You can't really just rest the player for that. 4th, head of Liverpool, David Moyes, football genius.
Football genius.
So yeah, I think that again, there's the whole point of this as well is that he's managing this squad because he's got games coming up that, like I said, you can't have a meltdown.
Best player of the season until now, apart from Bruno. People won't want to admit it, but it's probably Maguire or Rashford.
Probably Rashford, maybe Maguire. I think there's an argument if he keeps it going that Pogba will be up there because just for the last 6 weeks or so, not for the whole season. But
Hisham says if United don't win anything this season but finish second and in touching distance, is that a successful season? Successful or not successful? And he says all he needs back and he has a plan. Successful or not successful, is it too much of a yes or no? You have to go realistically. You have to say, is it acceptable? And if it's not acceptable, then you've got to palm it. If it's acceptable, then it can start to be, well, what's a success? And I think that's there's a bigger grey area.
Yeah.
Dan Andy says, Steve, have been in contact with any lads on loan and how they doing? Only Laird, to be honest.
He's doing all right.
He's fucking smashing it.
But going back to...
I wish I could tell you what happened the other night.
Yeah, but you can't. So we'll move on from that. Going back to...
He's not injured though, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, going back to the successful season, I think the only worry with all that is if we finish second and say we get knocked out of the FA Cup, knocked out of the Europa League, the worry is that we've not won the trophy again. That's the only worry. Whereas I think it is a successful season for Man United to finish second in touching distance. But
it's not a success.
It's not success.
Winning is winning.
But
success is
it's
success.
progress and it's acceptable.
Progress. And success is success is winning stuff.
Yeah.
So, I can't call it successful unless you win stuff,
No.
but I can call it progress.
Yeah.
And I can call it more than acceptable.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing, is you go, is this acceptable? And sometimes the answer to that's no. And sometimes the answer to that's no, and it doesn't mean you sack the manager. You go, that's not acceptable. You got to do better.
I think that was almost the case of last season. 3 semi-finals and finishing third. Is that acceptable for Manchester United? I'm way off the title.
Is it successful? No.
No.
Is it acceptable? Yes.
Yes and yes and no. For Manchester United stature, no, it's not. But at the same time,
progress.
for in level with the season and where we've been at, that's where
Has Grealish scored another one?
He must have done.
Cam's fucking producing this, so we've got Chelsea Wolves Borefest on the fucking screen behind us.
Yeah, so we don't know whether Jack Grealish is scoring hundreds of goals and should be at Man United. But
did we see the Pogba Rio interview? Yep.
We have.
I think it's a bit of a non-answer for the last question.
Yeah.
I think it could have been answered better. But we sort of covered this at the top of the show, really. Like, sometimes the club just not letting it. I mean, the club would obviously love... If he was staying, the club would be telling you from the rooftops.
But he's not. And if
well,
he was staying,
we don't know yet. Is the
if he was staying, it'd be signed.
Yeah.
That would be it, done. There would be no issue.
My gut
behind
feeling is he's not.
So yeah, it's my gut feeling is he's not. But I think that the only time he'd stay is if we can't sort out a price for things. I think United kind of go, here's the thing, Paul, you ain't going on the free. So you either sign this contract or you have to sign this contract and you'll go in 12 months' time when we can afford to do it. And that's maybe what it is.
Like, he was very, very close to going to Barcelona 2 seasons ago, whatever it was. But they offered us fucking Yerry Mina and a Twix, and we weren't having it. So, like, if you want to go, fine, but you've got to let the club get something back for you, and that's why he won't answer that question honestly.
No.
The club won't answer that question honestly, and he won't burn his bridges and say, "Yeah, I'm off," because let's say something does happen with Juventus, and it looks like Juventus and Madrid are the only 2 possibilities, a real outside chance that Paris could be one. If none of them are on the table, none of them are in for him. He's got to stay at United and run his contract down.
Yeah.
And if that's what he's going to do, he can't burn his bridges.
No,
so there's a political game at play here more than anything else.
Yeah. Danny Shields has put a super chat in. Surely success is if measured against what Ollie's goals for the season would have been. And again, you don't really know what those goals are. I think that potentially, probably coming into this season and the uncertainty around transfers we've had, the uncertainty around just the lack of pre-season and all that, I think it was probably... If you do the same again, you've done all right there. And that's probably finished third, but get a little bit closer. We're happy with that. Already, that looks like better, and it would be a massive tail off towards the end of the season for us not to match that. But, I don't know. You don't know what those goals are. You don't really know what the ball is saying to Ollie. But it seems like maybe they have turned the corner a little bit and said, look, we know this isn't going to be... No, it's not going to happen in 18 months like we thought it's going to happen with every other manager. We know that we can't just throw in loads of money and we'll be title contenders in a year. We need to spend 4 years to do this, and maybe that's the case, and maybe they have actually decided that's what we're doing.
We will see. Get a proper number 9. Marshall's just a wannabe, says Nikhil. Who's the worst owners, Glazers or Kroenke? Well, Kroenke's not bled us for 1.5 billion.
No.
While spending, how much was their stadium? $5 billion, was it?
It's a lot.
Have you seen it?
It's nice.
Is it the LA Rams Stadium?
Yeah.
It's fucking mint.
Yeah. There's something in that, and for the fact that because United haven't really spent for what they brought in, and Arsenal haven't spent for what they brought in, but you can almost give them the little bit of pass and go, yeah, but you see that big shiny thing they've built? That's
ours is a
massive.
fucking baby wipe and a Karcher.
Yeah,
like,
ours is horrendous.
Like, look at what Martin Edwards did from 1990, from the Taylor Report, what Old Trafford looked like then, to 2005 when he left. That 15-year period, we went from almost like a shanty town to a fucking private island. It was unbelievable. And then since 2005, the 15 years since, fuck all.
Yeah.
I think they filled in the gaps in the quadrants.
They put the quadrants in. They can't do the other side because of the old railway.
No, they can't do the old thing. We priced it up when I was still scaffolding.
Yeah.
They can do it. What they couldn't originally do with, they wanted to span the railway bridge. They own all the houses at the back. They could have fucked them off a long time ago. And give you an extra entrance on the back, which would have been pretty cool. The original thing was that they were going to have to span the railway bridge like that, and there's all sorts of issues with building over a railway bridge, like dropping fucking materials and all sorts. That's no longer the case now. Technology's at a fucking point where you can just go bosh straight up and not have to come back over the railway. The problem is the changing rooms are in the south stand, the execs are in the south stand, the media, the police, all of the fucking club operations are in the south stand, and that's what makes most of the money from things like the museum and things like that. I've got bits that are in the south stand. Like, they can't really shut the south stand down, although they could have done it of late, I'm sure.
Phillips put in, do you think the owners have other responsibilities affecting United? The NFL side have made the Super Bowl in our own stadium and are hosting WrestleMania. Probably.
And they just signed, like, I don't know enough about American football, but aren't they just signed some mad fucking quarterback for the Buccaneers?
Well, yeah, they got Tom Brady out of the Patriots, which was massive. And
how much are they paying that fucker a year?
A lot. Like, he's definitely their highest paid player.
Is he the highest paid athlete that they've got on their books?
Don't know, because I think that footballers tend to...
Doesn't he play 5 games a year?
No, he plays all of them.
Yeah, but like, isn't that
it's
like...
not 5.
It's like 12 then.
No,
it's not 60,
20,
is it?
No, it's not 60. But I think there's definitely something in that. So, yeah, probably. But again, their tactic of let's just buy a superstar and hope for the best, which is what they've been doing for United, has worked for them. They got the right one there.
Because that works in NFL.
That worked in NFL, whereas with United, that's it.
50 million for 2 years. So that's...
25 million.
Yeah,
in dollars.
Or 500
million
grand.
Quid.
Jesus. So it's 500 grand
it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
And they only play 3/4 of an hour.
Yeah.
Once a year.
Yeah, so they've spent a lot of money on them.
Something like
that. But
so look at the comments, please, Cameron.
Favourite player chant of all time? Go, Steve.
Libelous against the Scousers.
Okay, move on from that one then. Signing Tom Brady, like signing Messi, it is like signing Ronaldo now. He's had the success kind of thing. He's older, but has still done it.
Oh,
so
Conor Allen, if I'm United chairman, first 3 things I do change about the club: build an academy stadium. First thing.
Make Carrington as like City's kind of thing. It's proper like.
Next one.
Base, and then what's the next one?
Mad that me and my missus have put more into a stadium than the Glazers have in 15. Correct. So second one, I would say renovate Old Trafford because it's more than just one thing. We're going to rip out all the seats at the Stretford end, all the seats in the scoreboard end. We're going to put safe standing in there, and we're going to complete it so it looks like a bowl again and have it up to 100,000 because how United's not got a 100,000 seat stadium, I don't fucking know.
Especially when they would sell out every single time. That's it.
And number 3... I would make it that where the opposition and United players get off, you have to have this fucking walkway where you go past a big 15-foot mural of every one of our captains with their Premier League trophy that they won, and you basically go, oh, fucking hell, these are well good, as you're walking through. Just basically like, look at your small dick little club, look at us. Yeah. Big lazy lob-ons.
I like that. Yeah. Great ideas. All fantastic ideas.
Vote for Steve in the next Manchester United elections.
They don't have them. They just don't have them.
Make United great again.
Wolves just missed a big chance. I did see that in there. Yeah, they've just missed a chance against Chelsea. Because that would have been fun, wouldn't it? Chelsea sacked the manager and then they're still shit. That would have been fun.
Oh, come on, man. Like, it's been one game. You can't just expect him to just work miracles.
But he's Thomas Tuchel. He has revolutionised things and trained at 6 o'clock last night under the floodlights. So he must be good.
Right, but... They've been dealing with fucking Fat France mad little ideas on the back of a fag box for how long?
And then what have they done? They've put the best striker on. Giroud to start with. Got rid of Werner.
Giroud might work. I thought it was a good lineup, mate. But the thing is, you can't judge him against Wolves because Wolves are a fucking tricky little customer. It's going to take weeks for him to get his thing,
Weeks. We've got a super chat in there. Can one just click on that one?
Yeah, last couple of years would have been the perfect time with no fucking fans being there.
Yeah.
Correct, Amundo.
It would have been a good thing to do. Sean, have Burnley scored? I think Burnley scored against Villa. 2-2. Villa.
Oh yeah, any revamp needs to move the disabled fans away from underneath the fucking away fans.
Underneath the away fans.
Honestly, the most batshit crazy idea that anyone's ever come up with. I know. Where should we stick our most vulnerable fucking fans? Underneath the away fans that like to throw shit at them. Fucking bingo.
And also level with the goal where shots kind of go now and again as well.
Yeah, or low down, right? I used to sit basically a little bit higher than where the disabled fans are now in K-stand, And we used to watch the second half of games, because as you know, we used to attack scoreboard end in the first half, Stretford end in the second half. We used to watch half of the fucking games on the telly inside. Just talk to me about how stupid that is. But you did, because you couldn't see, because the pitch at Old Trafford is a right big camber. And I used to stand up. So, the disabled fans that we're higher than, you're not seeing shit.
No good. Let's get into some more score predictions. What are you thinking for tonight, Stephen Howson?
3-0 up the fucking Reds.
3-0. So you were worried you were going to lose.
Yeah,
and
but
I'm 3-0.
Every fan's right to be stupidly giddy about United. Look at McCullough.
Okay, I'll go 4. I'll go 4-0. 4-0 to Manchester United. Burnley winning against Villa. I'm a bit disappointed because Villa could have gone on the mad run and got into the top 6 if they'd done the right thing, because they've had so many games in hand. It'd have been ridiculous. What's everyone's
fucking Burnley winning 3-2? No way. Is that real?
I think so.
Have they just equalised? No, there's a lot of 3-2s in the comments.
3-2s.
Wowzers.
3-2.
See, and he's still got fucking Chelsea on here, stinking the place out.
0-0 all over the place.
0-0 like fuck.
4-1 Axel Twanzebe to score. That'd be good, wouldn't it?
Wow.
Has he scored the first team goal for United?
Don't think so.
No, I don't think he has.
It's a defender's defender. Made to defend. Fuck scoring.
Path put in. Maybe we can give Paul a reasonable buyout clause like of Meccano. You can't do that.
Why would we want
Meccano. You can't put buyout clauses in.
Buyout clauses are in the UK are unenforceable.
There you go.
So it's not that they're illegal. You can put them in, but they're unenforceable.
So,
and they're illegal in France. They're a requirement in Spain. In the UK, they're unenforceable. So. And people go, oh well, that guy had one. They're basically a written down gentleman's agreement.
Yeah.
That, like, if you go, right, an example. Liverpool had the 40 million plus thing for Suarez.
Yeah.
Right? People think it just works like FIFA or Footy Manager where you go, £40 million, bosh. Well, Arsenal offered, because it said over 40 million, they offered a quid over. Now, if that was a contractual thing where they go, now that would have just allowed them to go and have that transfer. But Liverpool went, hey, fuck off. So do you know what that means? It means they're unenforceable. Now, you might be able to take them to court and go, he's got a contract clause which says if anyone comes in with 40 million, we offered 40 million and a pound, therefore, blah, 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 blah. But they will drag it out right the way through that transfer window.
Yeah.
And you ain't signing him.
No.
So it's a waste of time. They're unenforceable.
Another super chat from Bad Ath Mofo. What possible Premier League player would help this team, no outs like Pogba, the most in your opinion? Rice, Ndidi or Grealish?
If it's just those three. I don't know actually out of those three.
I think the thing is, people expect that if we sign someone like Ndidi or Rice, people will just say, well, we'll just play three in midfield. We'll play Ndidi, Pogba and Bruno every single game. Or play Ndidi, Van der Beek and Bruno every single game.
No, you'd probably be games where it played Rice and McTominay.
Yeah, he'll do things like that, and I think that people would go mad.
I honestly wouldn't think it was the worst idea to drop Bruno for some of those counter-attacking games and play Pogba and almost have him as because you can go aerially to him as well.
You can, so potentially, but again,
should there be a ban on loans of players over 18 to make leagues more competitive? How would that make leagues more competitive?
I'm not sure about that. I don't know.
I think there should be something done more to encourage loans. And when I listen to like League One, League Two sort of fans, and they say they see it as Premier League clubs hoarding good players. It's not hoarding good players. It's they're trying to create the next fucking Premier League winner. And you've got to farm a lot of kids to get that winner. Even Manchester United, who've got the best record of any fucking club in this country, there's a lot of chuff that gets slung out.
Yeah.
That gets nowhere near a first team appearance, nowhere near, but still goes on as a career in the Football League somewhere.
I mean, look how the prime example of that for United is how many goalkeepers are in the league right now that are United ex-goalkeepers and things like that. Tom Eaton's not playing in the minute, but he was there for Burnley for a long time. Sam Johnston, Ben Foster. So many young goalkeepers that don't quite make it at United, but end up being very, very good elsewhere. Welcome to being a
new member. You can still join as a member.
Yeah.
We have still got member stuff going on. Maybe we were speaking to a certain ex-United assistant manager about doing something or secret sneaky beaky that only members are going to get. Maybe you're going to have to join a membership to find out all about that.
There you go. Danny Shields, City and United toe-to-toe for the rest of the season. Bruno with a 93rd minute pen last day to win the title and goal difference. Here's a spoiler for you. We ain't winning the title and goal difference because City are going to do what they did last night, maybe a couple more times. we ain't catching that goal difference.
Yeah, we're not doing that enough.
We're not doing that enough. These are the games like tonight. We need to do that. We need to do things like that. We need to go out and score.
Why does Old Trafford have bricks on the side of the pitch where players can injure themselves? Innit? Like, it's actually fucking crazy. Because of the steep camber that the pitch has got coming down like that, those bricks were there because of the undersoil heating. They had to build the pitch up. And obviously, if you build the pitch up, you kind of have to contain it a little bit. Otherwise, it just fucking falls away like that, doesn't it? It's stupid, though, I agree. Why not cover it in, like, fucking 3G?
I don't know. It's madness. I don't get why there's bricks on the side of a football pitch.
There's a lot that someone with a fucking brain needs to walk around Old Trafford and go, really?
Yeah. All the health and safety things out at the minute for doing everything, and we've got bricks at the side of a football pitch.
Where people slide.
Where people slide.
Yeah.
Madness.
I mean, let's be honest. We all enjoyed it when Ashley Young shoved Di Maria down into the seats and the stewards.
It was fun.
It's dangerous, though, isn't it?
It's dangerous. Is there any word on Eric Bailly, Mr. Cam? Can you have a look for that? There's a few people saying not
I think
in the
it's
squad,
come out
is
like
he
he's injured, I think. It's because it's called Old Trafford and not New Trafford. Would you like me to tell you why it's called Old Trafford?
Go on. Quick, as long as it's 30
Because
seconds.
at some point, that area of Manchester, which is now known as the Metropolitan Borough of Trafford, wasn't a thing. And there was already a place called Trafford, like a little hamlet almost, which is where the Trafford Town Hall is, which is on Warwick Road, which is basically the road that links the cricket ground and Manchester United. When they created the Metropolitan Borough of Trafford, you can't have Trafford and Trafford. I mean, New York did it with New York and New York, but they're fucking weird. So they said, right, well, that's Old Trafford, and this is Trafford. So that became known, the Old Trafford part of Manchester became known as Old Trafford, and then the Trafford area is what surrounds it. Hence why the ground is now called Old Trafford, although I don't know which one came first between us and the cricket ground.
I think it was.
Old Trafford Stadium, Old Trafford Stadium. There must have been so many people confused with that over the years.
There still is. Yeah, there still is. I'm going to Old Trafford. Which one? Solskjaer.
Do I look like I play cricket?
No. Solskjaer has come out and said Rashford is fine, obviously, because he's starting. Eric was down to play this game, but had a bang yesterday.
Had a bang.
So
Did he try and tackle a car?
Probably. So he's sore and bruised. That's unfortunate for him. So he's just gone in doing that. Solskjaer then said it's a chance for Twanzebe. He's been patient, played in some cup games, Champions League. We wanted to rest Lindelof again. Good to see that we can rest Lindelof.
Good,
we're not
isn't it?
just playing.
Let's have a look at the fucking comments.
We've got some super chats in there. Howson, give me your opinion on Benacer as a replacement for Matic.
I don't know who that is.
Okay, there you go. That's that one done. Miles said, from either inside the club or out, who would you bring in to push AWB and give us options like Teller Shaw?
I think we gambled on Juan Bissaka, thinking that here's a player that's played a couple of years of a year of first team football, and he's at this level. There must be 4 or 5 more levels and gears in him. I don't think he's been helped by having a lack of no fucker playing in front of him. That's definitely not helped. But I'm not sure it's worked for him, and it might be time to look at somebody else, and that might be Laird. I don't think it'll be Delo.
No, I don't think he fancies Delo. I think that if he would have done, he'd probably got rid of Williams and put Delo in there. You know.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be Trippier. I don't think it can be him. So I don't know.
And Connor's just said, where do you think we need to strengthen the most?
I can make a case. I don't know.
For me, I think it's forwards, because I think that we're in the position at the minute where
Tony wouldn't have played, would he really?
Tony wouldn't have played if we'd have had another. You know, if you had had a right winger there, you could have put.
Can't deal with that.
Yeah, absolutely. If you'd had someone else to play on the right there, you could have put Greenwood through the middle and rested Tony Marshall. We've not got that at the
I
minute.
think they're probably banking a lot on Diallo, and I think he's a bit giddy, man. It's a bit soon.
It is. Let's give him a bit of a rest. Benacer is the AC Milan defensive midfielder.
Not seen enough of him.
Not seen enough of him, and it is a tough gauge in Italy, because Lukaku's look good there, and so is Ashley Young. So it's
Have I heard anything about Diallo and how is he progressing? Well, I know I've not got a super new best friend in Rio, and I know Rio's been absolutely mithering everybody that he can at the club, and they're being a bit tight-lipped on it at the moment.
Yeah, I think again, you get quite sceptical doing all this, and I think that all the pictures and all the things coming out about Diallo is that it's all a marketing thing. Is we can put pictures on of him training, but I think that he's very much not.
Look at our shiny thing. Are we going to see him play? No, you're not.
No. He's not going to play actual football. He's just going to train and do things like this and be billed as the next big thing, but he might not be for.
I think he's got to play some of the 23s football. And actually, I saw someone mention in the comments earlier, and I forgot to mention it, but they were saying, looking at how some of the Bundesliga imports have been in the Premier League since they've came in, Havertz, Werner, even Thiago to a certain extent, can we take a gamble on Sancho? Well, the difference with Sancho is he's English. He's played English football. He might not have played in the Premier League, but he's played English football. He understands the tempo and the pace and the physicality of the game, at least. So I wouldn't think it'd be a gamble bringing in somebody like Jadon Sancho at all, just because he's been in the Bundesliga. I think there's a tempo and an aggression, I think more importantly, about how he plays the game that would suit us really well. The days of him being a 120 million pound player, they're gone. In the current climate, I think you'd be looking at getting for 70.
I think Dortmund now have probably realised. I think the timing of it all. Maybe they should have just done it. This, whatever United were offering, that might have been their chance.
Didn't they? And shit out.
They have, and now they're in the case of they need to get money in because every club in the world does. Even there's a thing United have dropped down so much because we've lost more than any other team in the top 20 ranked clubs in the world of how much money. Dortmund's another one that's lost some money. They need to cash it, and they've kind of. I think they've put Haaland and said he's going to be another year. We're not selling him next summer.
Yeah, because that's going to be some rate.
I think the plan was to sell Sancho this summer, but everyone knows they're desperate for money, and also he's not had the best of seasons as well. And I think that's maybe they should have done it.
He's still got like fucking 15, 16 goals and assists or something crazy
he's done
like
okay,
that.
but it's not what he was like last season. It wasn't Sancho is the best winger in the world. Let's sign him tomorrow. He's 19.
Yeah, he's not been great in the league. But you've got to remember, they've also bought new players. There's also, things that are going west there and that. So, they weren't, and I've not looked this weekend, but they weren't looking on for being a Champions League qualification. So if they don't get Champions League qualification, I think there's a good chance that everyone's like, nah, get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I think there's a bit of that.
Right, shall we go and see what's popping next door?
Yeah, can do.
Right, well, I'll be back at half time. See you in a bit.
What's going on, people? We are in the
sexy section.
Oh,
sexy section.
Are we in the sexy section?
Well, used to. I don't know what I am.
We are putting the sex in section over here somehow. This is the section where 21 is coming, basically. Good vibes only. Energy trophies in the PM tonight.
And this evening, on this occasion, it is in the PM, isn't it? Usually it's in the AM, but in this occasion, it's energy trophies in the PM.
Yeah,
and that's the difference.
On my right, I have Mr. Andy Tate. On my left, I have, of course, Joe Exotic. And I am Adam McCullough, for you that don't know. We are Stretford Paddock. This is going to be the watch-along for Man United against Sheffield United at home, where we can reclaim our top spot in the league after Manchester City leapfrogged us with their victory over West Bromwich Albion. We've got the team news. You've obviously heard the team news from Mr. Stephen Alson and, of course, Al. Did you see Al's new T-shirt, by the way? That's coming soon. But the 11 is in, and the 11 is David De Gea in goal. Then we've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Alex Telles gets an opportunity today. Harry Maguire and Axel Tuanzebe alongside Harry Maguire. In the midfield, Matic and Pogba. Up top, Bruno. In behind, Anthony Martial, Rashford and Greenwood. So today, missing from the team, no Cavani.
Yeah.
Obviously, no Fred, no McTominay, no Donny van der Beek, no Eric Bailly, no Victor Lindelof. Eric Bailly was scheduled to play this game, but picked up a little bruise, apparently. He ran into a wall or something like that. But yeah, what do you think of the team, lads?
Quite satisfied with it. Some changes have been made. Let's say every game now, the games are coming thick and fast in all competitions. And I think it's a strong side. And hopefully it's an omen for Martial to score because he scored a couple of brace against Sheffield United.
Hat-trick, wasn't it? Or was that
a hat-trick?
Hat-trick last season. So
he scored against them this
season. They might fire him against, get him firing going. And I just want to get back to the top of the league. That's it.
Yeah, me too. I like the team. That front six is... I've seen people on socials saying, like, oh, it's really a bit worrying, very attacking team. That, like, first of all, that we're not playing the team that's got 5 points. Now, I'm not saying that it's impossible for them to get a result against us. They drew against us last season at Bramall Lane, so it's not impossible. But if you're ever going to put out an attacking lineup, this is the game. And secondly, that front six is the same front six that basically started every game after lockdown and looked brilliant. So that doesn't particularly worry me. We know that Pogba and Matic work together. We know that Rashford on the left, Greenwood on the right, Fernandes in behind Martial. We know that works. Obviously, Martial and Greenwood, I would say, neither of them are on the form that they were on last season or at the end of the season when this was the team we saw a lot. But I don't worry about it being too attacking.
Live scores or flash scores or whatever they call themselves these days have put Martial on the left. I doubt that's the case. But I was looking at their team news.
Who up front, sorry?
Rashford, which is a bit weird. I doubt that's the case.
Yeah.
The team for Sheffield United, which we haven't gone through, they've got a fair few players missing, the likes of Sanderberg and Johnny Egan. They've gone with Ramsdale in goal, Jagielka, and what would Jagielka do? Basham. Basham.
Basham, mate. Basham.
What a name.
And then you got Ethan Ampadu playing at centre-back.
Yeah.
Brian, don't know who that is.
We all know what Brian.
Fleck, yeah. Norwood, Lundstrom, Baldock, McGoldrick, and Billy Sharp.
Yeah.
Proper Yorkshire.
Proper Yorkshire.
Does that team worry you? Anything in that really worry you about Sheffield United?
The unpredictability of stupidity, as a great film once said. Never underestimate the predictability of stupidity. Is that the line that Vinnie Jones says?
I don't know.
The unpredictability.
I think we're seeing that line in action right now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Never underestimate.
You're proving the point, Adam. So fair enough. It's a good thing to bring up. You can't underestimate them, and like you said, Andy, they've got 5 points though this season.
Never underestimate the predictability of stupidity.
There you go. I think that's actually what you said.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah. I think it might have been one of the 3 or 4 times you tried to say it. They have got 5 points this season, Andy. Like, obviously, you can't go into any game saying game over, game's won. But how confident are you of United picking up the 3 points here? It's at Old Trafford, where we've actually been really good recently. They've got 5 points all season, won one game.
I'm quietly confident. I mean, I'm not boasting or ego saying we're going to smash them, but I think quietly confident we'll get the 3 points. Whether it's how many goals, I don't know. I mean, after Man City scoring 5 last night, the goal difference has gone up a little
10
bit.
now, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, so we need to drag that back a bit. So we need to start firing a bit.
Is it important that we start smacking goals in? Because, look, I know we're all just happy to be here almost in the title race, aren't we, at the moment? But if we are going to be taking this title race seriously, we need to start, these games, yes, I know it's not guaranteed you win it, and 3 points are the main thing, they're the most important, of course. But we do need to boost our goal difference because it's substantially less. I think it's 12 goals less.
Was it 12, sorry?
It may be, if you can double check for me. But it's substantially less than Manchester City's. So we need to change that. We've played the same amount of games. City's goal difference is 23. Our goal difference is 11. So, 12 difference.
We need a booster.
Yeah, so we do need to fix our goal difference up. It'd probably help if we didn't concede as many goals.
Well, we've scored the exact same amount of goals as each other, haven't we? But we've conceded, I think, 25 and they've conceded 13.
Yes.
So that's where the difference is here. That's where the difference lies at the minute, is how good they are defensively.
And we all can, people can go, well, it won't come down to goal difference, will it? Well, we've been hurt by goal.
We've seen it before. So.
We've been in this position
6-1. That was it. That was the difference.
I think it was the 4-4.
Everton.
The Everton 4-4. That's where we. But you're right. The goal difference.
6-1.
No, the 6-1 swings it. If you lose that 2-1, 3-1.
At the time, you didn't think of it, but on the last day, it was the 6-1. Because if the 6-1 never happened, if we'd have lost 3-1, maybe the 4-4 we would have won it, even with drawing with Everton. But that was then. This is now.
That Everton one though, fuck me. 2-0 up and then 4-2 up and we drew. Anyway, let's not go into that. So you think though that this is a chance to improve that goal difference, is what you're saying?
We have to start improving it, whether it's this game or any other game.
We need put some teams to bed. Yeah, I mean, no disrespect to Sheffield United, we need some goals.
The difficulty is though, Sheffield United, unlike Leeds, who came out and made it easy for us, they're not going to make it easy for us.
They're dogged, stubborn.
Yeah, it's weird though, isn't it, that they've got so few points after how good they were last year. Like I think this time last year they were like 5th.
Well, last year they didn't. they got there on the back. I know they beat like Chelsea 3-0 towards the end of the season and stuff like that, but
beat Tottenham as
they
well.
They didn't really score a lot of goals. Like I think
No.
their top goal scorer was McGoldrick with 6 or something like
Before
that.
lockdown, they were 7th, and they were thinking of Europa League, weren't they? Maybe even Champions League. But like I say, I think that the lockdown it affected them in the wrong way.
They're probably the
they were
main
playing
team
on
that
momentum,
miss
weren't
fans as well.
Yeah.
One of the big ones that really miss fans because obviously, you know, Manchester United have the quality to be able to beat any team, and you shouldn't miss the fans that much. But when you maybe not got the most quality in the team or in the Premier League,
and
your
especially
fans are a big difference.
When they've just gone from the League One to the Premier League in 2 years, it's like they are kind of running on a team that isn't a Premier League standard team. So it's all about momentum and any extra boost you can get from having the fans in and
Desire.
Desire
got them into the Premier League, and they fully deserve to be here at this. Not at the moment, and they got promoted.
Yeah.
This season's different, but they say they carried on with momentum and desire, and that's what got them that top 10 finish.
We've just seen there Chelsea have drawn 0-0 with Wolves, so it's
Good result for us.
Good result for United there, yeah. Obviously, I mean,
I hope Spurs Liverpool's a draw tomorrow. That's the one we need to be a draw. If we can win today, and they draw, we gain 2 points.
We concentrate. Let's just concentrate on our own job. Don't worry about others. If we do our own job, we know.
Saying that isn't going to affect anything. Do you know what I mean? Like, we could do with a draw in that Liverpool Spurs game tomorrow because it does. If you look at the table at the moment, you know, we are 7 points off 6th.
Yeah.
Like it's not that far. Do you know what I mean?
No.
And 6 have a game in hand on us.
It's like West Ham.
7th have 2 games in hand on us, and they're 8 points. So it's so close there that you can.
I know it's mad.
You can go from thinking you're going to win the league to being
Everton
outside.
could win them 3 games and be top of the league. That's how crazy
They
it is.
can't. I don't think they
If
can.
we drop points, they could, or City drop points.
Oh yeah.
Well, one of them games is against City, isn't it? Their game.
Yeah, it is.
And well, you look at Liverpool. 3 weeks ago they were top. Now they're what is it?
Fifth. Look at
6
West Ham.
7 points off top. So
West Ham 6 points off the top.
Exactly. We've got some super chats here. Danny Shields with one. He says, "Is this Tony's best chance to knock in a few goals and kickstart his season?" Start with you on that one, Adam. Obviously, you're a big fan of Martial. I know we all are sat around the table. Is it a case now of kickstart the season? We are halfway through the season, or is it more a case of let's try and have a good end to the season and don't worry, because even if he has a good end to the season, he might only end up on 10 league goals. But from this point now, is it about saving the season rather than kickstarting the season in terms of his goal scoring? Not his
I think he can.
just his
he
goals.
still has to be targeting around 20 goals.
Yeah. What's he got? 6.
He's got 5 plus like 7 assists, which, considering someone that's had dreadful form, isn't that bad.
No.
But he needs to start scoring, and that's why I was saying recently in the run up to this game that I don't want to see him playing on the left anymore, because if we are regarding him as a number 9, then you can't play him on the left all the time, and then he's getting judged on his goals, and he's not getting the opportunities of a number 9. So then he's coming off, his goal scoring record for the season's getting worse, and you're not really competing for your spot because you're still playing even though you're out of form. I don't think that is a good thing to be doing. Do you know what I mean?
you prefer him
so
to
I
just
felt
not
like,
play?
No, I felt like if it's either him or Cavani. You have to do that now to challenge him, to get the best out of him. Cavani plays, he scores. Right, now you're playing today, you've got to score. Now, I still think I haven't been one of these people that I read some things on Twitter and that, and I know Twitter's not the best, and it's like, oh, this guy's shit. But about 3-4 months ago, they were literally, you know, he was player of the year, our top goal scorer without penalties. Yeah. Like he had a fantastic season. Now he's had a dreadful start to this campaign, and granted, he shouldn't be starting games. He's starting today. Massive opportunity. I still think he can get 20 plus goals this season. There's still 5 months to go. Loads of games to go. And you need to contribute.
I see comparisons with Andy Cole. I mean, when Andy Cole first started, he never got goals, but over time, he provided the assists for the goals, and it returned itself, and he got assists and got goals. So as long as he's playing and like creating stuff for people, he'll get stuff created for him.
I think hasn't helped him this season as well. Like at the start of the season, and if you look at Martial last season, and if you look at Martial, whenever he plays well, it's when he has close relationships with people that will play little moves with him, short little moves inside the area or on the edge of the area. Him and Rashford obviously had I think it was like a record. They had more goals between them than Cole and York for a campaign.
Like 8 or 9
and
or
he also
something,
had that little relationship with Bruno and I think this season, because he obviously had the suspension, his fault, he's had a bad form, he's had to be dropped. You've then got Cavani coming in, you've got, Rashford. I don't think he's been able to make those relationships on the field, and therefore it's affecting his performance. Sometimes he looks lost. Like in the team, the player will be going around and he's sitting there waiting for the ball, but he's like he's almost in the way almost. Like he doesn't look like he's in the right position sometimes, and I just think, got to get back to playing his best, doing what he's good at, and not thinking about it too much. He looks like he's in his own head at the minute. And I think this happens with strikers. It'll be fine, he'll score today.
That leads on to my next question, and this will be the last question, because we don't want to go on about one of the negatives of the squad, in terms of Martial's form.
I think it happens though, isn't it?
No, I'm not.
If you look at the history
of
football,
yes,
if you look at, you're not always going to have every player playing to their best ability. No. And to be honest, I know he had a dip last season. January, he was dreadful. But this is the first real dip in form for a sustained period that he's had. Yeah, he's had bad games here and there, but constantly, I don't think he has been this bad before. So people writing him off.
All strikers drift in and out. Yeah, I've goal jouts. I've said this on Sundays. All the famous players over the years. Dennis Bergkamp, Robin van Persie. Even Van Persie went through a goal jout with United about 5 games, and it was a fucking crisis. And all of a sudden,
if you remember
bang,
when
bang,
12-13, he went. I think he scored all his goals, and then January to March, he was just didn't score. Like
I know, and we're like, oh no, but he just picked up.
Darren Wilson with the super chat. Hey lads, can we get Greenwood firing now with the run of games? It's sort of similar.
It's not
position, but obviously Martial's much more experienced. He's the number 9. Greenwood has had
different second season.
Yeah, he's 19 years old.
We've all heard the old phrase "second season syndrome," where defenders now know what to look for from you. And Ollie mentioned something about him. He said, "You've got to realise here at Manchester United that you can't get by." I think he said, I might be paraphrasing, but it was like on 99% effort. Yeah. Like he was alluding to the fact that if you just drop your levels just a little bit and think you've made it, you're fucked.
Yeah.
And maybe subconsciously, Greenwood has done that. I mean, he's only human. If I became a Man United player and I made my debut, scored 17 goals, I'd be found in a ditch somewhere, overdose. do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so he's only human. Things can happen. But I think he'll be fine.
And I'm glad he got the goal the other night as well. It was an excellent finish as well. Like one of the few,
a goal against Liverpool
and
as
a 19-year-old on his weak foot across one of the best goalkeepers in the world
with that moron screaming in his ear.
Who screams down?
Which, by the way, is against the rules, and that's a yellow card. By the way, I looked that rule up because I'm petty.
You would have got an indirect free kick.
It's a yellow card.
If Greenwood misses, you should get an indirect free kick.
It's unsportsman behaviour, shouting or
conduct
or something else to put someone off.
Or going, my ball! You
Yeah,
can't do that.
You can't do that, but that's a yellow card, shouting to put someone off. But yeah, to that finish in that environment when he's had the season he's had on his weaker foot against one of the best, all the things you put
and the return he did to Rashford as well, that'll bring confidence for him as well.
Here's a nice little talking point actually. There was another chat I think I missed there, but I'll come back to it if we can. From Badath Mofo, and that's ATH. I'm not putting a speech impediment on there. Zlatan or Rom?
Zlatan.
What are you saying? We're not talking about who was right or wrong yesterday.
I was team
You're
Zlatan.
just picking him in a fight.
I was team Zlatan.
You'd think he'd win?
Zlatan all the way.
Do you think? Because
Zlatan got into his head when he said you got to touch like a donkey.
Is it because he puts his little kung fu videos on?
No. I think Zlatan's big and serious.
Do you?
And I do think there's something lingering there between them two. There's something.
There has to be.
There's
Because
something
that kicked off way too quick
and
for
people,
it not to be.
They know each other well.
They played last season as well. A couple of derbies. Was it something to do with? I remember
they shared a dressing room together for.
I know,
a
right?
period.
But if it didn't kick off at United, didn't it kick off? I remember just before lockdown, and it was Italian derby. Weren't in the league. AC Milan was 2-0 up at half time, and then I come back 4-2 when it was a cracking match to watch. Maybe it was something in that because the place was absolutely rocking.
To me, that felt like a ongoing piss take from United days.
That got into his head. Well. He shouldn't have been sent off as well.
Talking about what his weakness was at United, or the thing that he was picked up on was his first touch.
And you know, Zlatan thinks when I was number 9, we won 2 trophies. When you was number 9, what the fuck did you do?
Didn't someone say something as well about him saying that I'll give you 50 quid every time you control the ball.
Yeah.
So
rattled him, mate.
It's obviously a long-standing thing.
Was that a one-off game or was that a second?
No, that was
one.
No, the second leg's coming up. They're both suspended.
Fucking hell! That would have been nice for the second leg.
Lukaku's yellow rules him out of that.
That would be so nice for the second leg.
Yeah, it would have been. We do have another super chat. If you could just bring the comments onto the screen a sec, Cam, and go back a bit because there's one I missed, and I don't want to miss any super chats. People saying Zlatan is a black belt, but in what though? What is he a black belt in? Exactly. Is it Taekwondo?
Rex Kwando, bro.
Is it? Taekwondo is.
just
I mean,
badass.
obviously, having a black belt in Taekwondo is better than I've got.
Do you want to get a roundhouse face? What does he say? You want to get a roundhouse kick to the face of the guy wearing these bad boys?
They're all American flag, like karate pants, aren't they?
Street fighter.
Zlatkwando.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a Premier League piss take intro in that.
There is actually. I just need to. I needed some karate outfit and like a United States of America headband. Zlatan has a black belt in Taekwondo. Now this is interesting.
Comment.
No, this is Mark Henson's comment. He says he's not a black belt. He's an honorary Taekwondo black belt. Now we need some details on that. We need some details on that. Is it an honorary black belt or is it a black belt? Because if it's an honorary black belt, that changes things.
He hasn't really got it.
Because he hasn't really got a black belt then.
I could buy a black belt.
We need to know about that. Anyone can be an honorary black belt. That means you didn't earn it, but we gave you one anyway. We've got a super chat and it was from Kazui Jingjo. Sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Hope you're all well, lads. Pick up a couple of beers on me. Thank you very much for the super chat. We will get a couple of beers, probably for the Arsenal game at the weekend. Interesting.
What does Header mean by Makola with the wrong facts? What did I get wrong? I'm not digging you out. I want to know what I got wrong. What did I say?
I'm not sure.
Rex Hondo's never wrong, mate.
The Broken Man also said it is 100% honorary. Now this.
Yeah, that
people said it's
things.
an honorary black belt, my guy. Now this is interesting.
It changes
because
things.
not only is he, if that is true, not only does he not have the credentials, he's also been a little bit Steven Seagal with the old.
Steven Seagal had a fucking black belt, mate.
He was fucking bad.
Steven Seagal.
Just calm down with this disrespect.
Hey, yo, you ever seen Under Siege?
Have you seen any video of Steven Seagal training in the last?
You ever
10
seen
years?
Mark for Death, bro?
They're films.
Yeah, fucking real films.
Yeah, fucking.
Documentaries they were, bro.
Hang on a sec. Here's an update. Horizon
Nico
says Zlatan would destroy Lukaku. Trust me.
I agree.
Now, maybe
But
we just need
hold
to
on a
trust him.
minute. You don't believe Nico's a real person?
I watch videos of Steven Seagal training and trying to teach other people.
Is he like Rex?
He's literally like this.
Yeah, that's it. There's no...
Just like poking stuff and like twisting
water, mate.
people.
He's like water.
Yeah.
Is that the same?
He can kill somebody.
A water bed, maybe.
He can kill somebody with a fork.
Yeah, anyone can kill someone with a fork. Stab him through the eyeball.
But he does it with style and
I tell you
karate.
what, he could kill someone with a gun.
Tell you what, this guy's so hard. You give him 2 chainsaws and tie someone up, he could probably cut him in half. Stefan said, "Are you lot doing this full time? Is this your living?"
Yeah, that's why we're a bit...
I'm not.
Andy has a real job.
I have a real job. And
he
I work and pay the bills.
And he works with us. He's not, but it is our job. It is our workplace. We follow the rules.
Exactly.
In fact, we had a little visit from the council to come and inspect our place.
Mhm.
Lovely guys, aren't they?
Very nice indeed.
Keith Laird came down and the boys.
He did. Apparently, see now people saying Zlatan got his black belt when he was 17. So who knows what the truth is anymore?
But I read Zlatan's book. He never mentioned that.
What, they had a black belt?
Yeah. It feels like that's something you'd mention.
There's honestly
in your
part
book.
of me that thinks that people see him do those little spinning kicks for goals and like, he must have a black belt. Look at him. Look at the way he turns.
So
on
he's
one
gone,
leg.
yeah, I got a black belt.
Like he kicked the ball in like a turning side kick, and now everyone thinks he's a black belt. Anyway, let's not talk about 2 former Man United players. Let's talk about actual Manchester United players. We kick off in 6 minutes against Sheffield United to go back top of the league. Andy, I'll start with you. Give me your score prediction, and get your score predictions in the comments as well, everyone.
3-0 for United.
Confident. Who do you think's going to score if I could press you?
Rashford and Fernandes, and I'll give one for Martial.
Very nice. Adam?
4-1.
Any predicted goal scorers?
Martial's going to get brace.
Yes.
Bruno and Rashi.
I'm going to go 3-1. I don't know who's going to score. I think we might see Maguire score from a corner
Against his old club, eh?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maguire maybe from a corner, but it's going to be a header, isn't it? Let's be honest. And I think Martial will get one as well, and then the third one, who knows? Ross Murphy says 3-0 United. Siddharth Gupta says 5-0 United. Martial hat-trick. Now that would be nice, wouldn't it? 2-0 United. A lot of people predicting United wins, and a lot of clean sheets as well, which is something we need to keep up if we want to win the league. Susan Shakir says 90-0. Would you take that?
Yeah. I remember
who wouldn't?
When your dad would go, what's the score going to be, son? 12-0, Dad.
Yeah. All right. Oh yeah.
I was 18 then.
We'll put the bet. I'm doing a bet. What's the score going to be? 41-0. I'm going to put 4-1. Thank you. I don't want to lose £2.
And then it was 41-0.
I remember was it the late 80s or early 90s. There was a Scottish, I think, Division 3 game. It was 20-0.
Was it?
God's on his truth. It was on grandstand.
Might as well be Celtic, eh?
I might as well. But I think
great
it was a Division 3 game. 20-0.
Yeah, you know what? I've asked this same question, Gucci
Sensei, by the way, might be able to give us an update on the old black belt situation.
Yeah, but he said, where's our Andy Tate emote? Now, I said to the boys in our WhatsApp group, I said, boys, we've got no females, otherwise I wouldn't have said that and excluded them all. But I said, boys, what's going on with this? Where's our Andy Tate emote? So, I mean, if anyone's listening out there that apparently works with us, might want to sort it out for us, innit?
We'll get you
a little 100 by 100 Andy Tate.
We'll get the Andy Tate
doing this. Or is Dirty look at me when he walked away after the fan cam?
Yeah, we'll get an Andy Tate one sorted out. Hopefully certainly by the Arsenal watch.
Yeah, you will be hearing from my lawyers though.
What if we use your likeness in any way?
Yeah.
Apart from the fact you sold us your likeness when you accepted that coffee I made you earlier.
It had a contract written on the side of it. It said, drink this to accept contract.
Put your lipstick mark on here to accept contract.
It's Zubo Broto Malik with a super chat says, we cannot lose to Arteta on Saturday, no matter what. Guys, have a bad feeling about that one. I think it's fair enough to say why we have a bad feeling about it. We haven't beaten Arsenal in the league since Ole took over.
Who made asking the real question?
The shit. They only rise to the occasion once or twice a season, and the shit the rest of the season.
Who made asking the real good, solid questions?
Go on then,
what
is
it?
it?
Going to read his question out?
Go on. Where is it?
It's.
You read if it's so good and solid.
He said, would you rather be trapped in a room with Bella Hadid or Megan Fox?
What's the room made out of, and do either of those have excavation or digging skills? Because we're going to have to tunnel under that room.
Oh, Megan
whoever's
Fox.
got the sharpest nails or the longest teeth.
Megan Fox striding Bumblebee anytime. Fucking hell.
Let's not do this. I'm thinking of them for their
Camaro.
He just went way beyond euphemisms.
Martin says, Twan Zabi Masterclass inbound. We haven't talked about Axel Twan Zabi, and I'd like to talk about him before we start.
Axel,
first of all,
singing to Zabi diddy dum diddy do. Singing to
it's good to have him playing, isn't it?
And
I'm sort of not really. I wouldn't say I'm at a loss. Axel. I need to ask this question. Why do you think he hasn't played for so long? He's coming back in now. Do you expect him to put in the PSG performance or maybe a bit more of the Leipzig performance where he wasn't necessarily quite so good? It was the Istanbul performance, sorry.
Oh, God.
Where he wasn't quite
PSG,
so good.
Yeah. You can draw on a confidence from that.
Yeah.
I mean, he had the bad one against Leipzig and he's sort of like knocked his confidence a bit, but all players now are going to play a part. Say we've got games coming thick and fast. I mean, if he wants to, he might even get in for the Saturday squad. I don't know, but it's say thick and fast games.
And Lindelof being given a rest, Adam, which is a bit weird considering he's only just come back from injury. Or do you think that's why he's being eased back in
Lindelof's
one game every week?
Is if you've paid attention to it, Joe, you'd see that Lindelof's got a back injury which needs to be managed. Mm-hmm. So they keep putting him in, putting him out,
dipping him in, dipping him out.
Dip your biscuit in your brew.
So those 6
slowly,
weeks,
so it don't break. Like
a knob.
In, out. If you leave him in, he's going to break.
Right.
Like a digestive.
So those 6 games in a row Eric Bailly played were to allow him to be back to a fitness level.
No, because he's got to have an operation, apparently, I've read. And they're trying to decide when that operation is. Obviously, he wants to be... Are Sweden qualified for the 2021s?
I'm not sure.
So I assume if they are, he wants to be involved
Euro
in that.
2020, you mean?
Yeah, well, yeah.
How ridiculous
is that true? We had the choice between Lindelof and Van Dijk.
Well, if you believe, was it Charlie Austin or someone who said it?
Chaz Austin. Fuck off. Anyone that calls himself Chaz in 2021.
Yeah, except the dad from Rugrats, he's sound.
And Chaz and Dave.
They're also sound.
Yeah, Rugrats.
Talk about revolutionists, Ed. We will win 5-0 because Jesus/Joe said so. Thank you. Dylan Davis
Stone Cold
Tirado has joined the academy. Thank you very much. There's a members video coming out tomorrow where we interview
Ampadu's got the same eyes as
expert
Ozil,
in Jamaican
hasn't he?
football about Leon Bailey, so that's a good one to make sure you check out that. Nostalgic Neil says Joe Carrick, Adam Giggs, Andy Keno, FTD for like.
So I'm
I
Giggs.
guess that maybe means live. Yeah, your Giggs.
Done anything
You take
wrong
that.
to my brother though. Promise.
That's true. The game's about to kick off.
Well, that's purely work stuff there, so no.
People saying shortbread biscuits is the best for dipping. I've tested it over 2
Nah,
minutes.
but I like a biscuit that when you dip it, it gains a little bit of softness to it. I don't want to be still crunching on a biscuit that I've dipped in my brew. Otherwise, what's the point dipping?
Yeah, you might as well fucking varnish your
and
biscuits.
a shortbread is still rock solid after you've dipped it.
That's a good point. Yes.
What's the point dipping it?
Because yes,
see, a shortbread is one that I'd bite and sit in my brew.
Yeah, yes, it lasts a long time, but it doesn't absorb and therefore expunge
A good chocolate
the excess
biscuit.
tea when you do it.
McVitie's chocolate biscuit is the best.
We've kicked off.
When the chocolate
we'll get the
melts a
scoreboard
bit,
and stuff on the
digestive
screen in
melts
just
a
a
bit.
second. Is it a bit weird that they're wearing a pink kit and we're wearing a red kit? Because I know that they're quite different, but they're not that different when you look at the screen from this far away.
Well, Sheffield United's away kit's white.
They're more similar than most away kits are.
They're not similar.
Unless you got a black and white TV.
Yeah, they're not similar at all.
All right. I do think it's closer than you'd usually see.
In watching Match of
Fucking
the Day in the
hell,
80s.
Well, it wasn't long ago. Was it the Liverpool game where the colourblind people complained
Yeah.
about the colours being very similar?
And a black and white
So
telly
you'd
as a
imagine
kid.
this would be the same, wouldn't it? Because it was
You'd
red
think
and
so.
like sandy colour gold, wasn't it?
You watch Match of the Day in the 80s on a black and white, mate. You
Yeah.
watch it. I've done it.
You couldn't tell what was going on.
Well, you could tell what there was a match on, but you couldn't tell who was
No,
in.
yeah, you couldn't tell what colours everything was.
And when you didn't even have like sponsors on the shirts to like distinguish them even more. Because it was just
Like I said, the only one I know with United shirts were blank, then Sharp Electronics came in. That was it. 83.
People talk. I don't know where the big biscuit chat came from in the comments, but someone's saying do a Tim Tam slam. Do you know what that is, Adam? It's like it's kind of like a penguin, right? It's an Australian penguin in terms of its structure. So chocolate coating, biscuit with a sort of like a soft kind of whatever that is in the middle, and you bite each end off, dip it in your tea, and suck your tea through
that's
it.
nasty. That's grim. That.
Why is that nasty?
It's grim.
That's borderline.
Do you remember you used to be able to buy like Nesquik straws, which did this like similar thing?
Yeah, well, they didn't do a similar thing. They
Martial
did the
is
same.
down.
They were designed to do that. Martial holding his shoulder.
Might have popped it out a bit.
Interesting, yeah. Not too much. Was it Jagielka coming through the back of him?
Oh, this doesn't
That's
look
not
good.
good, is it?
Could be a discoloration.
Yeah. Martial sort of down,
Oh, he's
holding his shoulder.
in agony.
Not really moving too much.
He's going off. He is.
Yeah. 2 minutes in as well.
Oh, where's Igalo when you need him?
We've got Cavani.
Oh yeah, shit, he's on the bench.
Sort of like
Yeah,
Igalo
but
2.0.
if Cavani could have started, he would have started. Or if he wanted to start him, he would have started him.
What's he done? Is he just?
It's kind of like his arm, his elbow's got.
His arm.
oh,
he
he's
landed
landed
like that, and it
as
just
well.
keeps sliding out from underneath him, doesn't it?
My shoulders are really bad. Remember, we used to play in the cage at college, yeah. And like, you know, the cages have like, you know, a cage, isn't it? Fucking, I don't need to explain that to you. Do you know what a cage is
what,
like?
horizontal and vertical
Yeah.
bars in a mesh
So I
type
landed,
sequence?
yeah, but I grabbed the cage in it.
Yeah.
And dropped. And like, I thought I was lower, so I'd land on my bum.
Yeah.
But I didn't, so I just dangled.
What, like someone
Both-
from a Christina
but
Aguilera
both-
video?
But both of my shoulders popped, bro. Like, when I say popped, and ever since they've been fucked, bro. Like, in the cold weather. But if I'm just sitting there, I'll just go, ooh. Just
Proper
a little
nan
pop.
business, that, innit?
Like,
When
yeah.
the cold weather starts doing your joints.
These were just talking about our shoulders here and not shaking shoulders like some Arsenal channels.
Try
were
and break your
yesterday.
ankle.
I've never broke my ankle.
I have.
You've what?
Got a broken metatarsal in 2010.
Your metatarsal's not in your ankle.
Well,
bro.
well, it fucking hurt. The ankle was fucking agony
It's
for
not
a week.
your ankle.
It joins to your ankle, though.
Thank you.
It's not you can't break your metatarsal and say you've got a broken ankle.
Why not?
Because it's not your ankle, bro.
You walk on a metatarsal.
Isn't the ankle...
When
the
Beckham
ankle-
broke his metatarsals, no one said Beckham's broke his ankle. They said he's broke his toe or his foot.
Yeah, but if you think about it, you can break your fibula or your whatever this one is, your ulna, And if you do it here, you broke your wrist. If you do it here, you broke your elbow. It's the same bone. So metatarsal can be the top of your foot.
Not having it.
It's also the bit where
Andy's
your foot
juiced that
joins
up
to
a
your
little
ankle.
bit. He's trying to make us feel more sorry for him.
Oh, no, mate.
If
He's
you
agony.
say you broke your ankle or you broke your metatarsal,
Something broke.
I'd feel sorry for you if you said ankle.
Hey, I walked.
I wouldn't give a shit
I
if you
walked,
said
I
metatarsal.
walked with it for a week and I didn't even know I had it.
I don't feel sorry for you then. Because you didn't know you had it.
Dare Taylor says,
It's like they'd be like, I broke my back, but I didn't know. Well,
I broke my back, but I still played against Wolves. Dare Taylor said, which has been better this week, knocking out Liverpool of the FA Cup for the 10th time or seeing Jason McAteer losing the plot on Twitter?
Knocking out Liverpool, obviously, but the knocking out Liverpool was made sweeter by the fact that all of their legends have cracked. John Aldridge is the same. They've all gone tits up.
It's weird, isn't it, how... And I'm not even saying this to be inflammatory and to be, obvious banter. But, like, you would think for a club that has been 30 years of being...
Played Paul.
Brilliant by Paul Pogba. That have, a club that have seen 30 years of generally
Martial's back on, by the way.
mediocrity. You would think they would take losing 3 or 4 games a bit better than they have done, wouldn't you, as Liverpool fans? Like, this is what you've been doing for 30 years. You've had 3 good years and now you're acting like you can't believe you've ever lost.
That they were saying they were the best team ever and all that. And they got themselves into the mind frame that they were going to win the league by a canter this year. In fact, I thought they were going to.
What, at the start of the season?
Yeah, well, a couple of weeks in, I thought...
Before the Villa?
Played, lads. Unlucky Rashford, Marshall. You see what I mean, though, about Marshall and Rashford? Marshall needs someone to come close to him and play.
Bit of a poor ball from Maguire there. Yeah, it's good that Martial's back on. He's swinging his arm.
Hopefully he's a bit angry, man. Play angry, you fucking get angry! Yeah. I want him to be pissed off when he don't score, man.
Surely he is.
No, he is, but it's like Berber, innit? He's not going to change his game. Like, which is... you could say it's a good thing. Because, like, he doesn't rush... Like, you know, where if someone wants to go really badly, they'll just start shooting from anywhere. He'll still play the right pass, which I suppose is sensible.
Which is why he's got, 7 or 8 assists this season?
Yeah, but like, that's sensible. But like, sometimes you just need him to be a bit more greedy and piss everyone off.
Yeah. And yeah, I think he definitely does need to add that. Because when you think of, that's a shit ball from Bruno. When you think of the best strikers,
we might be sitting
they
there
all
thinking,
have that.
We might be sitting there thinking, I don't like that about him. But Solskjaer might see that as, that's maturity. Because someone's not getting frustrated but I don't know, like, because Solskjaer wants to see someone that just wants to kill for goals in it as well.
Does it maybe not bother you, I wouldn't say bother you, but concern you slightly that of all the players, and again, I'm not saying this is why his form has dipped, but when you look at Henderson coming in, I think he's got the best out of De Gea. When you look at Tellers coming in, he's got the best out of Shaw. Cavani coming in, whether it's the only reason or whether it's even a contributing factor at all, hasn't got the best out of Martial.
No, I don't think that is.
You don't think that's part of it?
I don't know. Because he's Cavani wasn't here at the start of the season, was he? When it all kind of started badly for a minute.
Yeah.
So I don't think that is. It'll make it more difficult for him because now you've got to compete with someone. But I think that has to be a good thing. And it's like what Ali was saying yesterday about Greenwood. If you can't benefit from playing with Edinson Cavani, then there's no point.
That's a great pass. Bruno to Pogba to Bruno over the top. He tried to find Tony, didn't he?
No. He tried to bring it down, bro. He was very unlucky, I think.
He tried to bring it down up, and the ball sort of squirmed off to the left-hand side, which made me think it was a pass to Tony, but maybe it wasn't.
That's such a good ball by Pogba. Pogba's started this game really well.
Yeah, a couple of times he's gone past their midfield as well. We've got a super chat from Viniak Saxena, and he said, Adam, there you go.
Can I call Jason McAteer's a bench all day?
There you go.
Who would have thought that?
Who'd have thunk it, eh?
He's already blocked me, so he blocked me from... So I rattled Jason McAteer.
For anyone who doesn't know, who is Jason McAteer?
Jason McAteer is one of the Spice Boys.
For anyone who doesn't know, what are the Spice Boys? Because
United beat Liverpool in '96. He's basically a former Liverpool player, a squad player. I can't think of an equivalent at United because most of the equivalents at United won trophies. So the reason there probably are none. You know, it's funny. They dug up on Twitter this week that he tweeted in like a few years ago a letter of him getting rejected by United, which could be playing into why he feels this way about us.
Maybe he hates United so much.
But yeah, Jason McAteer, I did he was talking about, it may have been Pogba a while ago, and I did a video called Fuck Jason McAteer, and he followed me on Twitter, and then he tweeted...
You're not going to say, I can't believe he blocked me.
No, and he followed me on Twitter, and then he tweeted me about it, saying, I think that's out of order and all that. And then I responded to him like, yeah, you're a prick or something. Like, not in those words, but I basically stuck to my guns.
What was it at that time that made you hate him or not like him?
I think he was talking shit about Pogba or something.
Right.
And I just didn't like it. Do you get me?
Yeah.
And it weren't just a thing like, he's playing badly. It was like, too far, Tony.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I called him out on that. Well, I did more than that. I told him to fuck off. Did a video on it. He watched that video and then he followed me. He tried to get a reaction. I didn't reply. I didn't give him the reaction he wanted, so he unfollowed me. And now, because I quote tweeted him recently, he's blocked me.
That's sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
So you're probably never going to rekindle that or kindle that.
We should pay someone like, so we should contact someone like that through an agency and be like, oh yeah, we got an interview for you, and then make him come and just fucking stitch him up.
Yeah, that's probably not nice, is it? You can do that. Maybe do that on your own channel, because I'd feel bad doing that. Even someone who doesn't like Man United, paying them, turn up, and they're like, fuck off. Throwing gunge on them and stuff.
Yeah, gunge them, get your own back.
Like a 90s
Dave
TV
Benson,
program.
where's Dave Benson Phillips? Is he still about?
Oh, he's still about, and you can pay him to do work as well, trust me.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, he does a bit of comedy stuff.
Can I pay
He's
him to
got a
gunge me?
website. Yeah, I think he'll gunge you.
Sounds a bit weird.
Fun house.
He'll sling a bit of gunge on you, don't you worry about that.
Oh, Dave Benson Phillips. Do you remember Angelica Bow and the other fella?
Yeah, they're married.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, what was his name? He presented.
Ray.
No, he presented Jungle Run, didn't he?
Yeah.
He presented Jungle Run. She presented. Was it just CBBC or was it 50? Not 50-50. Was it
50 Shades?
What was it?
No, 50-50 was Dave Benson Phillips.
No, 50-50 wasn't Dave Benson Phillips. We've had this discussion before. Dave Benson Phillips was Get Your Own Back. 50-50 was someone else.
Go on.
Wan-Bissaka pulls it back. Rashford!
Oh, look at.
Just wide.
Look at.
Inches in it.
Who was 50-50?
Michael Underwood is who we're thinking of. Very, very good. It is Michael Underwood. It's certainly someone. I think that's it.
Who done 50-50 then?
Who was the presenter of 50-50? Jungle Run is the GOAT show. Yeah, it absolutely is. And in terms of
I'd love to do
in-game
Jungle Run.
characters, how good was Sid and Elvis?
The monkeys.
The two wily little monkeys that used to throw stuff at people when they were trying to collect ruby monkeys. Great show. For anyone who's not from England and who isn't between the ages of probably 23 and 30.
It was, 50-50
must have missed this.
was presented by Angelica Bow.
That's what I just said. You said it was fucking Dave Benson Phillips.
You know what else was great? Zapped.
Zapped was great.
Remember that?
Daisy Dares, yeah.
Daisy Dares, you had the hand.
Keenan and Kel, man.
Keenan and Kel.
Oh, mate, but you're going to like we're on like after school 3 o'clock on
BBC
terrestrial channels.
Yeah, you're going a bit Nickelodeon with it.
Mum's a bit
Who
of
loves
money,
orange
bit extra
soda?
money this month, so we got cable until it gets cut off.
We're getting NTL. We've got ITV digital for a month.
I used to get NTL digital Sky, but it used to come like we'd have it for like 3 months and then it'd get cut
Did you have a
off, and
dodgy?
we'd never have it.
Did you have a
At my
dodgy
dad's
card?
house.
Did you have a dodgy card to get football?
You're like, Mum, why, we're
Back
trying to
in the
watch
day.
Yu-Gi-Oh with Gareth. You're like, yeah, we ain't got Yu-Gi-Oh no more.
Play BI Bedlam, it's free.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, sad, really.
Yeah, I love paying by Virgin Bill these days. It's like, it's, you know, one of them things where, I don't know, if growing up working class or like where you'd have always had Sky and things like that, you know. So being able to go, like me going to do my big shop now, back in the day, you used to be like, oh, I want that, but I can't ask for it.
Do you know something?
I'm not going to get it if I ask for it. And it's just going to stress my mum out, so I'm not going to ask for it. I'll just shut up and be quiet, yeah. But really, I really want it. But now you can just be like...
Now you can just put it in the trolley.
Oh, what in the fuck
I was in
that,
Aldi.
Tony?
I was in Aldi yesterday or Monday, and there was this lad pushing the trolley, and his mum and then his younger sister, and the lad was only about 10, and they were walking past, and he put 2 boxes of fruit winders in the trolley, and his mum turned to him and went, "Get them out." He was like, "What? It's only fruit winders." I was like, "I've been there, mate. You like just put them in." He put them in with the authority of someone acting like he'd never had fruit winders taken out of a trolley before. I always used to try and sneak stuff in. I'm like, "Mum, I think I'm going to have Capri Suns for lunch
If you knew
this
the
week."
game,
You're having fucking squash.
What you
got
got to
them
do
back.
is put them in front of the till person.
Yes, and then
your mum's too embarrassed.
And he was like,
she'd just be there like...
You're lucky I'm getting club card points on these because I'd batter you.
You better fucking eat them all because they're your dinner.
Fruit winders, breakfast, lunch and dinner now, you dickhead. Yes. Hope you can eat them. What they called? Them, you pull them and they spin. Hope you can eat them Beyblades because that's fucking lunch. Yeah, 13 minutes gone.
Nostalgia 90s.
It is. Sorry, Andy, if we're leaving.
Here's a
out
good
some of
question.
these.
I grew up in an era where there was only 4 channels,
Yeah.
4 TV channels, mate.
No,
Yeah, I remember when Channel 5 was new.
Yeah,
I remember like, oh, have you tuned in the telly to see if you've got this new channel? It's out now, you know, Mum.
Now it's 4chan, not 4 channels, isn't it, Andy? That's the kid. That's what the kids are into these
Does
days.
anyone? This is a good question.
Go
Do
on.
you call it squash or cordial? I call it squash.
I've called it both in the past, but probably cordial's the one that springs to mind.
Cordial.
Yeah. Or dilute.
Manchester.
Yeah, dilute is the one.
Manchester.
Dilute.
Manchester is Vimtoville, isn't it?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
We all
There's
know it.
literally a statue of Vimto in Manchester, which is
Well,
mad.
the factory is just on the other side, on the edge of
Yeah,
Salford,
near
isn't
Piccadilly,
it?
innit?
Yeah, yeah. Well, that side, yeah.
Oh, Mace, unlucky.
Yeah, I called it dilute usually.
Oh, Vimto got a new one out, Winter Warmer. It's lovely.
People saying cordial, it's squash, it's squash. Juice.
I remember one of my cousins used to rattle my head because any fizzy drink, he'd call it Coke.
Oh,
So he'd be
that's
like,
not
oh yeah,
good.
just give us some Coke. And you'd
That's
be like,
not right.
You'd be like, what? That's
Good tackle,
that's
good
orange,
tackle.
bruv.
Yeah. Mate, that is Fanta fruit twist. What are you saying? Coke
Yeah,
for?
just pass the Coke, innit?
Like, is it? Do you think that is? I like that. Like when you call it a Hoover, when it's a vacuum cleaner or whatever.
Yeah.
You think I think ping pong's the same. You know, ping pong's a brand name.
Is it?
Yeah. It's obviously
Fucking
table
hell.
tennis, isn't it?
You learn something new every day.
You do, don't you?
It's like mitre though, isn't it?
What, the ball?
Yeah, like, oh, you got a mitre. You'd usually use that to mean queso, wouldn't you?
Did you? We didn't do that. See that
Yeah,
one. That,
your
we didn't have that one.
mitre footballs were used on grass. Always use your cases for outside.
No, mitre balls were cases, bruv.
No, I'm not.
Cases were like meant a leather ball, didn't it?
Yeah, but you don't use your good footballs on a concrete.
We
you get
never
in
had
trouble.
brain cells like that, so we would. And
Yeah,
then
we did.
you'd slowly rip it out, and your orange thing would be hanging out your ball.
Excuse
So
me.
you kick it and you
Yeah,
toe
pop
poke
it. You toe poke it. Big orange bulge coming out of the corner.
You know when you've got that ball that's
Oh shit!
Shit.
Sheffield
Shit.
United through here.
Block it. Well saved the hay
That's too fucking
Really
easy.
sharp,
And
yeah.
he's offside as well.
he's
though.
offside,
Oh, and
he's
they're playing on. It was who came back there. And now who's through?
Oh, Bruno!
Nah,
No,
Bruno!
it's Mason.
Mace!
Oh, he should have shot first time. What's he doing?
Took a touch, took it round him. Is that offside as well? He's not, is he? He went round the goalkeeper there. So it went straight from them being through. Mason runs through. He's well onside.
Greenwood's
and he
through
goes,
the middle. Marshall's on the left.
He goes
there. Have
round
you
the
noticed?
goalkeeper and he doesn't. Do you know what? I think they would
Nah,
have had
he
a man in the
couldn't
way.
have- he
I
couldn't
think there
have
was a
hit
man
it.
in the way, wasn't there? What he needed to
From
do.
our perspective, it looked like if he hit it, it went in.
Yeah, what he needed to do was stop completely, come back and try and find a pass. But in the end, he sort of had a swing at it when it was too late.
Still that back four, man. What is your
One ball straight
fucking,
over the
what
top.
is your
He was
done it?
offside though, in fairness.
Yeah, fair enough.
So the Sheffield United one wouldn't have counted. So
Hey, go on, Rash.
Rashford on the last line as well, but he's been forced out wide as
He
well.
tried to get it through to Marshall. Is that a foul? Yeah.
Foul.
Yeah. Hoof it up top. Yeah. That seems to be the
Oh,
tactic.
Smizzy, mate, you're taking me back with that one. Big breakfast with Denise Van Outen and Johnny Vaughan.
That was good.
Denise Van Outen instead of Spice, you know.
Yeah.
She's still got it.
I think that might have been
Milf.
onside, you know, that Sheffield United one. I reckon if that had gone in,
VAR keeps it in.
it was close. It was very close. Looking at that, I mean, we didn't get the lines on the screen and stuff, but seeing the frozen screen replay, Billy Sharp looked like he was right in line, if you ask me. So that could have gone either way. But yeah, lucky De Gea saved it.
Zig and Zag, big breakfast. Yeah.
People are saying Zig and Zag in here. Yeah, I watched the Big Breakfast, but not enough to be able to like quote it. I was more of a
Kelly Brook.
SMTV Live.
Kelly
kind of
Brook
guy.
was on it. I remember that.
Do you remember SMTV Live? Ant and Dec, Cat
Yeah, I
Dealer?
remember that. That was like as I was getting a bit older, like secondary school kind of vibes.
Hey, I had Roland Rat. I grew up with Roland Rat, yeah. Yeah, knock his socks off, yeah.
I don't know what.
Roland Rat
You
was
don't know who Roland Rat
fucking
is?
brilliant. You don't know who Roland Rat is? Fucking hates his icon, man.
So
Nostalgia.
A little stuffed mouse.
Kevin the Gerbil. He was a rat. He lived in a basement in a London borough and he broadcast to the nation.
I mean, a rat and a mouse is the same thing, innit? One's just like
One's just dirty, yeah.
One's just like the dad and that.
One's just dirty, yeah.
Yeah. Rat and mouse is like cat and dog, innit? They're the same animal, but one's like bigger, one's
There was a
smaller.
talking gerbil. There was a talking hamster. And he was Welsh. And he talked about his leaks a lot. Kevin the Gerbil, that was it. Kevin the Gerbil.
Just pure vermin on telly. That's gerbil, mole, ferret, weasel, stoat, etc. Weasel, mouse, ferret. Do you like a ferret?
Nah,
as an animal?
Rats. I remember some geezer used to have one. Like, you know when you got someone from your family who's got a mate who's got a fucking ferret.
Yeah.
Like, there's always someone in
Just
it.
who's got, he keeps snakes. You're like, why does he keep snakes? What's the idea?
Chase it, go on.
Why is his house
looking for
those
that.
people who go around in the house smells like sawdust. Like, what is happening in here? Why is it in the house with you? Keep it in a, I don't know, like a bin or something.
Was it somewhere before Christmas?
Keep it in the garage.
Just before the lockdown, before Christmas, somebody was on a bus in Manchester and he had a ferret.
Yeah.
A ferret round his neck. And there was another one with a snake.
Was it dead?
Sure you just weren't wearing a parka?
Yeah. He had a ferret going over the top of his head.
This was on the evening news. There was a guy with a ferret and a guy with a snake.
When I first arrived in Manchester for uni, came up for uni, right? And we were walking about in Salford and there was this guy with a backpack on. I was like, that backpack's got like... Do you remember it was at the time when people used to wear onesies with like little like dinosaur tails on and like little feet and stuff in the onesies? Do you remember when onesies got quite big about 5-10 years ago? And we walked close and it's like, this backpack's got a tail on it. Walked up to it. It wasn't a backpack. It was a fucking massive lizard, like iguana thing, on his back like a backpack, alive, hanging down his back. And he was sat on a kid's park, this like middle-aged bloke with a lizard for a backpack.
Mental, mate.
Thoughts?
Crazy.
CJ McNally says, bear in Big Blue House.
That was good. That was my brother's era. That
I
was
was going to say, a bit old for that
but
one.
I've seen it because my brother would have been watching it when I was going to school and stuff.
Pork chops, play along. I mean, lamb chops, play along. That was it.
Oh, ball out. Pogba on the edge of the box for United.
Pogba's playing really well so far.
He is. I wonder what I'll do with this one.
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, man.
He's seen the pink kit. He thought it was a United player.
It's not an excuse.
He's just giving the ball away
No, I'm joking.
when we said that.
Yeah, he passed it straight, like literally straight to a Sheffield United player. They're just having a bit of the ball last couple of minutes, aren't they, Sheffield United?
United will be. I think United will want that.
Do you think? So we can counter-attack them? That would be all right, wouldn't it? People saying we're complacent. Yeah,
I don't think we look complacent.
I wouldn't say we look complacent, but letting them over the top was poor.
It was offside, so ultimately
it was given offside, but on the replay,
it wasn't in it. Sorry,
it was close anyway. It would have required a line on the pitch, I think.
Yeah,
but
if it
even
requires
so,
a line on the pitch, you can't have been that confident.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's good read by Tellers. He's not played that much recently, has he, Tellers?
No.
Luke Shaw
The
certainly
biggest
the number
impact
one
he's
choice.
had to this team is on
PSG.
Luke Shaw. No, it's on Luke Shaw. Like, if you get what I mean.
Yeah. He's made Luke Shaw the best he's been in 3 or 4 years. He looks really good at the moment.
He's wearing a knockoff Canada Goose. Looks like it, doesn't it? Looks like a knockoff jacket, that does.
It's Adidas, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's talking about what's he called, Sheffield United manager?
Looks
Chris
too
Wilder.
shiny.
Chris Wilder in his little puffer jacket. People talking about round the twist, the Queen's nose.
Oh, the Queen's nose.
Yeah.
Benjamin's watch was good, but the geezer never used to use it properly when he was an idiot.
Sorry, whose watch?
Benjamin's watch. Benjamin's.
Bernard's
watch.
Benjamin's watch.
Benjamin's watch.
Don't know what that is. Bernard's watch was
yeah,
good.
he was a pussy old he was.
Yeah.
He used to like, oh yeah, stop it, take something from the shop and leave the change in a note. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you,
Could have
bro?
done that anyway.
He could have just took it.
Just buying stuff from
Could
the
have just
shop.
took the till.
Yeah,
like,
nick
yeah,
stuff.
I'd be sat at home like 10 years old, like, bruv, the things I would do with this, like, yo, that till's gone. And he's there. Oh, I took a banana for breakfast before school. Here's your 50p. Fuck off.
Everyone from your class's PlayStation's fucked off over the weekend. Like, I don't know where they've gone. I've got 31 at mine. So must not be a burglar anyway, because he would have got mine.
Oh, Sheffield United have scored. Oh, my. Oh, that defence.
Talk about complacent. Corner ball swung in. Header won at the near post.
They got something to hold on to now.
Yeah. De Gea's complaining about something. He's going like this, like he couldn't raise his hand, or someone was stopping his hand or something, or I don't know what's going on
Got a
there.
game now.
How many people? There's honestly about 14 people inside the 6-yard box.
Free
De Gea's
fucking
just
header.
nowhere near
I mean,
it, is he?
it's a free header.
I mean,
that's awful from there.
It's literally headed in from 3 yards out, and he's nowhere fucking near it.
But then again, I don't think it's De Gea's fault. Though.
I'm not saying it's De Gea's fault, but we all can see De Gea should be doing better there. Come on, it is De Gea's fault.
Come on.
That's De Gea's fault.
It is.
No, it is. He's partly to blame, but I mean, what I meant by that was,
come on.
If you see it passed Twanzebe first as well, like he should be heading that out.
Well, I think it just went over his head.
So what I mean is a combination of errors. I don't think De Gea's the only one to have made an error there. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I'm not saying everyone else was great. He was shit. But De Gea, that ball is at head height. He's got to be coming out and winning that. And we know from watching him for 10 years, even at his best, he's always been poor at that. He doesn't come out and collect. He doesn't control his box like that. That's not the type of goalkeeper he is. But sometimes it costs you.
This is what I still say about the defence. There's always a mistake in it.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a mistake. And again, they put the ball in the box. Again, it was a guess, but I would say at least 10, maybe more players in the 6-yard box, wasn't there then? It was so crowded in there. They just chipped it in, wished for the best, and they got it. United need to step it up here, because like I was saying before, last few minutes, we're just allowing a bit of pressure. It just sort of slowly built up that day.
And they bring it on themselves.
Yeah.
They do. I mean, you can't play. I know we're playing well, but you can't keep expecting to let's keep coming from behind all the time. Sometimes you've got to be dominant from the word go.
Yeah, it's quite frustrating, isn't it? Mitch Bennett with the super chat says De Gea's box control not good enough. That has been a problem certainly in the past.
Oh, if it stays like this will be the shock of the season. This.
Well, yeah. Just looking at it again, the ball comes in, and
mind you, Burnley did do Liverpool.
Rashford don't jump. Tellez jumps too early. Twanzebe jumps. No, but what I'm trying to say is, it's like that goal. Where was that goal? Who scored against us? And it just went past about 6 players. Who was that?
Against Everton. Was it the Everton one at the near post?
Was it? It might have been, but I can remember a goal and it went past so many players. I remember thinking, I don't even know whose fault that was, because so many people have messed up.
Same against.
And like if you look at that period, that area of the pitch, you had Martial, Rashford, Tellez, and Twanzebe.
Yeah.
And none of them. Well,
and
Martial and Rashford's unfair because they're not in a position to head it. But none of the other two behind them challenge for it. Or they do challenge it and it's not enough.
Yeah. Pass out
That's
to
a ball.
Need to
Tony
up the
on the
gas
right.
here, United.
Yeah, they do.
I know Solskjaer will be angry.
Ball.
He will be angry with this.
It's a great pass. That
Yeah,
by Bruno.
Solskjaer will be fuming. The fact as well that it's a set piece again, a corner, directly from a corner, when we seemed to have kind of cut that out a little bit in recent weeks as well. Defensively been a lot better, more clean sheets in the last month as well. And then against the worst team, not just in the league, potentially the worst team in the Premier League ever.
No, mate. No. Sunderland take that title.
But I mean, they might end up getting the least points ever, is what I'm saying. If they double what they've got now, they will get, that'll be the least points ever, I think, won't it? Is it 11 that the current record?
It's 14, isn't it? The most points.
Something like that. So and they're on 5 halfway through the season. So we've got to step it up. There's no excuse. Even if 1-0 down, like you said, we've come back. I think it's 21.
Oh my
They're
God!
through again here.
What is going on, man?
Fucking
What's
hell.
he calling for there?
Don't know, pullback maybe. De Gea had to come out and collect the ball there.
Right, come on, right.
Just overhitting the pass, the final pass.
McGoldrick claiming for something there. I don't know what it was. I don't know what he's asking.
Wan-Bissaka's held him.
Yeah.
Ref won't give it. The VAR won't give anything because it's outside the box, but it was a foul.
Potentially a red card maybe. Although the fact that De Gea got the ball when McGoldrick didn't.
Yeah.
It's hard to prove that it was a goal scoring opportunity because he never controlled it, did he?
Played Aaron.
Yeah, that's
Played,
nice.
lad.
But look, there's no one even remotely possible for him to cross to here. He's got it to Mason somehow. Oh, he's done well there. Wan-Bissaka did really well there.
That was good. Keep
He
it
held
going.
the ball
Come on.
long enough for the runs to...
All behind the ball now.
Yeah, the runs to come, and then he played it to Mason on the edge of the box. And I don't know. See, someone needs to be joining Tony in the box there because he's available just about. But Martial was the only person in the box then. I know he found Mason on the edge of the box, but you just think we're going to try and play the ball down the wings and cross it in. You've got one man stood there. It's always going to be difficult, isn't it?
Why does Rashford or Martial always go for the short corner? Have you seen it? Like really, really square. They'll always be like on the 18-yard box on the goal kick line, if you get what I mean. I've seen that loads recently, but we've never used the option.
No. Maybe it's just in case it gets headed out. They want someone who can hit it. But I mean, we've got other players who can do that. Matic and Pogba and people. Rashford on the right. Gone past his man. He's done well there. Can get the ball in the box. Tackled. Corner ball.
That's the problem for the wingers at the moment as well. When they're attacking the wing back, because there's 3 centre halves, there's always one covering. So if you get past the one, you've got the other one there. Get a goal before half time, we'll be all right.
It's weird seeing. Ethan Ampadu cut his hair, hasn't he? He used to have
He's got the Ozil eyes.
really long hair.
Come on.
Harry Maguire again.
Oh! Yes!
Yes! Goal!
He's given a
He's
foul.
given a free kick.
Fuck off, man!
See that there? How fucking much do goalies get protected there?
Have a
You
look
knew he
at
was going to
that.
give it. I didn't even celebrate because you
Have
knew
a
he was going
look
to
at
give
that.
it.
Have a look at that.
He jumps to
Wait,
try and get over
are
Maguire.
they looking at this?
They are. The ball gets played in the box.
Are they looking
up
at
in the
this?
air. Maguire just stands underneath
That's
it.
not a foul!
That's not a foul, that.
Fuck that!
That's not a
That
foul.
needs to be looked at, that.
That's not a foul at all. Look at this. Maguire's under the
So
goalie.
why is Pogba's on the floor?
The goalie tries to come and win the ball. That's not a foul.
Nah, the keeper hasn't claimed
That's
it.
not a foul. You jump up and try and
missed
get the
the
ball.
ball. He missed the
goalie
ball.
just don't catch it. That's a goal.
That's a goal.
Martial needs
Like if that's
this look
look at
as well.
Maguire does nothing. Maguire tries to. Maguire literally is just looking in the air. The goalie tries to go over him, doesn't catch it, and they give a foul for it.
That's a goal, that is.
It's
Oh,
not,
fuck off,
That's
ref.
fucking ridiculous.
That's a fucking joke.
How much are goalkeepers fucking protected? Honestly, like you already get to use your hands.
I reckon if
You've got
that's
a
given,
fucking-
VAR doesn't overturn it.
No.
So what the fuck, man?
That is just shit, innit? That rule is shit. The reason why goalies can't get tackled like that is so you can't.
That reminds
smash
me of
them over
remember
in the air.
Argentina
But
and
not for
Sol
that.
Campbell scored and no one pushed. Oh my god.
McGoldrick's fucking
Fuck off.
ridiculous.
That was a goal. That was.
Yeah, people in the comments. The keeper jumped into Maguire. Their goal.
But
had more of a
Maguire
foul
didn't
than that.
affect him missing the
No,
ball.
Maguire didn't do anything. Maguire looked up at the ball. He tries to go over the top of him, just doesn't catch it. He doesn't foul him. He don't move into him. He don't like.
Keepers
he
get
don't do
too
anything.
much protection.
He just turns and looks at the ball.
Hope they
me.
don't cost us.
There's nothing wrong with that. Like, when De Gea went for the ball, he's missed it. So their
Yeah,
goalie's missed it, and we
exactly.
fucking scored. What's the fucking difference?
They're the kind of goals that you want Martial to be getting as well.
Yeah.
The scrappy, scruffy
turning
ones just
up.
in front of a 6-yard box. Like Cavani against Fulham.
Yeah.
Was it against Fulham?
Yeah.
When Bruno, was it?
Yeah, it was Cavani against Fulham the other day. That's a ball, that. Joe's Kindle said no difference to the blatant barge on De Gea. Like I said, when they challenged De Gea for that one, no foul, and none of us even mentioned the fact that it might be a foul, but there's still contact. And then in that one, a similar level of contact.
Please tell me what the
Look
difference
at this. We're
is.
seeing the replay again. So here's the oh, look at that.
Billy
Billy
Sharp's
Sharp
pushed him.
See, that's way worse.
And what's the fucking
That's
difference?
that's for Sheffield United's goal. Billy Sharp sort of turns his shoulder down and runs into De Gea. And Maguire there literally jumps for the header, does nothing. Doesn't move towards the goalkeeper, doesn't elbow, doesn't push, doesn't barge into him, doesn't do anything.
If you're going to give one, you have to give the other.
That's fucking shy.
Like, if you're going to give one as a foul or give one as a goal, you have to do the same with the other. There's no way that...
No consistency.
Sam Potter with the super chat said, look at the push on Dave for their goal. I didn't even see that before, but Billy Sharp literally just runs into De Gea. Much more of a foul than to be fair, I don't even think...
Out.
I don't think either
That's
of them
out.
should have been given as a foul.
Football.
But certainly the Maguire one is much less of a foul than Billy Sharp, who's not even going for the ball, just running into David De Gea to stop him getting there. That's just shit, man. That's really shit. Nick McLeod says Martial is only giving lazy touches on the edge. Interesting. On the edge of the box, I assume you mean that. Oh, that's poor.
Literally just scored and got it ruled out.
Poor. We won the ball back over there. Wan-Bissaka. Now it's out to Tellez on the left. Bit better though. At least we've got a goal. I mean, like we've made a chance and look a bit more dangerous. But that's ridiculous. That.
It's a good point being made as well, though. Like, why haven't our players made more of that to ensure that there's a VAR check?
Yeah. Oh,
Who smashed that ball in? That was beautiful.
Bruno.
There's a nice pace on that and height.
Good whip on it. Yeah, it has been a consistent thing, hasn't it? Our players not pressuring the refs. for red cards.
And I get it because
or...
you probably think, well, VAR will look at it surely if there's something wrong with it. You kind of trust.
No, you don't.
That's how you must be like, right. Surely if something's happened, VAR is gonna. But don't.
But the ref did that. He gave it the finger to the ear and paused it. So the VAR checked the Maguire one. I don't know if they checked the Sheffield United one. I'm sure they did because they check every goal, don't they? But they did check the Maguire one and just decided it was a foul, or it wasn't an obvious enough error to overturn the decision. But like you said, if he'd not given that, they wouldn't have overturned it. I don't think the other way because it was clearly not a foul. He didn't do anything. He didn't. We've been over it. He just didn't do anything.
What's the difference?
The difference is Billy Sharp goes out of his way to push De Gea. Maguire just happens to be in
Maguire's
the way of
making a fair challenge for the ball.
Of Ramsdale. Is it Ramsdale who just lets the ball slip through his hands?
And I don't mind. Look, I don't mind if you don't give
both.
Or you give both. I don't care. Because like you said, we didn't even clock that Billy Sharp one.
No.
You just kind of feel like, oh, it's in the box. It's kind of normal stuff that happens in the box.
Bit of collision, bit of back and forth kind of thing.
He's like a grown in confidence now as well.
Another ball played through
come
here.
on.
Again, these balls just being passed through the lines of our centre backs.
Played.
Yeah, one on
Come
Wan-Bissaka. Offside he was for that pass as well. Ben Huddart says, once again, the VAR has no balls to contradict the ref's decision. Sharp blatantly pushes De Gea. And Fergal McClement says, VAR is a joke, but De Gea needs to be stronger under crosses. He's been here for nearly 10 years and he has the same problem. He definitely has always had that problem.
But if it's a foul, isn't it? It's like...
But
it's like saying, oh, well, Martial's got to score his chance. He's just scored a chance and he's been fouled. That should have stood.
Yeah, but
it's like with De Gea, it was a foul.
It was, but if De Gea was the sort of goalkeeper, and funnily enough, we've got a decent example of it now, like Henderson, who does come out for those a bit more. If he'd have won that and punched the ball away, you don't leave it in the hands of VAR.
I'm sorry, but Henderson should have saved a second goal against Liverpool.
Yeah,
one's made a big deal out of
Henderson.
that.
I don't.
And he wasn't
first
fouled.
of all, I don't agree with you. But second of all, we're not making the point that Henderson. I'm not making the point that Henderson is a better goalkeeper than David De Gea. I think David De Gea is one of the best goalers of the last 10 years. I'm saying, in that particular area of his game, if he just comes through, clears that ball out, and then gets the foul afterwards, it doesn't matter.
But he's been fouled.
Yes,
That's
but
the point.
some goalkeepers would have just...
There's no point saying, well, if he comes through and gets the foul, he'll get the foul. But he's been fouled.
Yeah, but some goalkeepers would have just punched through everything anyway and wouldn't let the fact that Billy Sharp nudged into him...
Billy Sharp gets a penalty for being twatted in the face.
Well, we've just seen it on Maguire that
but he just got fouled. I don't think you should be able to criticise someone when they've been fouled.
I think the reason you can criticise him is he didn't give it. So
but that's a referee error.
If we lose this game, it doesn't matter that he was fouled or not. If he'd have just come through, punched that ball, if he was a goalkeeper more accustomed to doing that, better at doing that, you wouldn't have left it up to, the ref's made a mistake. Don't let that come into it. Clear it yourself and worry about whether the ref makes a mistake afterwards.
Bruno, man. Played Marshall. He's giving a foul away. Fuck off, Jagielka, you slag.
What's he holding there? His shin. I don't know why. Just stand on it.
Fuck all wrong with him.
Didn't look like much happened, did it?
Come on, man. Come on.
Tottenham, Liverpool tomorrow. You were talking about that before. A draw there would be nice, wouldn't it?
No, now we need to lose.
We need to win this. Don't talk about other teams. We need to win this tonight.
Yeah.
We need to go back top of the league.
Bit of balance. Dylan Owen, Joe is correct. Afzal Ahmed, Joe is wrong. So, different arguments either way there.
Life is a matter of opinion.
It is. Martial holding his head there. Got a free kick. Mark Phelan there stood with Solskjaer. I don't know whether it's just because we've been doing this or what. I don't feel like I've seen that much recently. Phelan on the bench with Solskjaer. Has he not been there for a lot of it?
Carrick missed a few games.
I seen him at Liverpool. He was there for Liverpool
contact.
at Anfield. I've seen that. But this is...
Sometimes he sits in the stand.
This ain't good.
Marshall on the edge of the box.
I'm not panicking.
Did well there. Held the ball.
There's a foul there as well.
Yeah. Bruno.
Why not taking the foul, lads? I just don't get it, man. Why not? Why isn't the ref giving the foul? Yeah. It's not like it's an awful free kick to give. It's on the corner of the box.
Someone saying it looks like Cavani's warming up.
Yeah, I seen him run out to warm up.
Get
as well.
Martial.
You never know who can come off. It wouldn't even fucking surprise me if he took off a midfielder.
It's a
Fucking
good
hell,
touch,
Bruno,
Rashford.
just fizzing it at
He
him,
did,
man.
Like,
Here you go, handle
what
this.
touch? Waist high as well, and he did handle it. He did well.
Fuck's sake, man.
Ryan Clark says it's so us to beat Liverpool and then lose today. It is us in the past to do that, but this season we've been better than that, haven't we?
Well, you thought the ones were Burnley and Fulham that we'd fuck up in and we beat them.
I know. Yeah, Cavani and Fred both warming up. Solskjaer looking, I don't know,
Looking like Chris Wilder.
Walking back to his dugout there. I thought Solskjaer was Chris Wilder for a sec.
This would be a big win for them, wouldn't it?
Oh, fucking
I did
massive.
that preview with them Sheffield United fans.
Yeah.
And they didn't even think they'd get anything.
Yeah.
I was the one more sceptical about us winning then.
Well, I suppose you would be, wouldn't you? If you're Sheffield United, you've got 5 points all season. You go into every game thinking we've lost. And it's up to the opposition fan to go, no, we're worried about
Go
our
on,
team
Marcus.
losing as well. Brilliant.
Oh,
That's
come on,
that's a yellow card, that, ref.
Fuck off! And then Rashford's gone on and the ref still... This ref's a fucking cunt.
It's just shit,
And this guy's a lunch strap, yeah.
Like, at some point...
Man's name's literally Strap On. Strap On. Cock strap. That's his name.
Good
well,
man.
it says cock, doesn't it? Cockstram. Lundstram.
Greenwood. Cross it in. That's out for a throw-in.
I hate watching football without any volume on.
Get a bit of volume for you.
Feels a bit weird.
I hate being not there.
Yeah, that as well. But I want to be there when it's full. I don't want to be there when it's like 1,000 of us.
I've seen it in American football games. They've had like 9,000. So it's like the whole stadium is full or the whole stadium is occupied, but there's literally like a 2 metre gap around everyone, but the whole stadium. It looks like, do you know when they put the cloves on the outside of a ham?
Yeah.
For like a Christmas ham? The stadium looks like that. That's a great ball. Bruno at the back post. Plays it across. Tony! Oh! Fucking hell. I don't know what happened there.
Did the defender get to that?
It's a bit loud, that. Thank you. Bruno plays it back. It's just behind him, innit? It's good defending, and it's behind Tony. Great cross from Bruno. Plays it back. Marshall's. Oh, it's actually the Jagielka that wins it, isn't it?
You know what?
Can't really tell.
Bruno's in a
Good
difficult
defending.
situation there because he needs to hit it in front of Martial, so he's got the best attempt. But he's got to try and hit it away from the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And you can tell he was kind of
Played De Gea.
caught up in two minds there.
Come on, United.
Thought he controlled the ball well though,
Yeah,
because
he
even
did.
though it's a good pass to him.
That's a shy
Oh,
touch,
who's
that.
Who's that?
Rashford.
Fuck's sake. Come on, Marcus. Oh, lucky man, Maguire.
Fucking.
Oh, I don't. You know, out of all the teams as well, like fucking Sheffield United, oh shit.
Oh,
He's
shucks.
offside. I'm sure he's offside.
He's on. Twanzebe played.
Whoa! Whoa.
Has the flag gone up?
He's well off.
Flag went up. Flag went up.
See, it's fucking annoying that because he was fucking, I'm pretty sure, miles offside there. Like a good yard offside. And now they just don't give any of them. And that's the annoying thing, right? When you play the ball over like that and they're running onto our defence and we're fucking scrambling and sliding
off,
in,
ref.
that gives them loads of confidence. Except if you play the ball over, you blow the whistle straight away, a chance stopped, you don't get any confidence from that. But getting shots and getting fucking goals and putting balls just wide, even if they're offside, that gives their whole team confidence. Just blow the whistle straight away when it's that far off. It's ridiculous.
And it was like, what was it? What happened yesterday? I didn't see it, but I heard the flag went up when it was the West Brom team stopped, and then City scored, but it was onside.
Yeah. They were all like, yeah, the flag went up, the ref didn't blow it, but then they're all like, yeah, whatever. And he put the ball in the top corner, great finish, so maybe Johnston couldn't have saved it anyway. But then, because the flag had gone up, they were all like, right, free kick, whatever, and they reviewed it, and it was onside, and they got a goal. I suppose you have to play to the whistle, don't you? But it's just stupid. There's almost no point in having a linesman there.
No,
why,
but then
why have a linesman on the pitch?
Where does it stop from? Yeah, exactly. Like,
what's the point?
How can you go from...
You play to the
in
whistle.
some things, you don't put the flag up, when it's obvious it's offside, and
Yeah.
you wait until the play fizzles out.
Yeah.
And then when it's marginal, you put your flag up.
Yeah, and
Like,
sometimes they put
how
the
are you
flag
supposed
up
to prepare for that?
and ignore the flag, and sometimes they put the flag up and blow the whistle straight away when they put the flag up. And it doesn't make the whole thing is just stupid. There's no point in having a linesman. You might as well play everything on all the time and then just review everything, because otherwise you're caught in between two worlds where you don't know whether to play on or not. You don't know whether the flag means anything or not. It's all just stupid. You just there's no point in having a linesman anymore. This is going to be fucking tough, this, you know.
We have been poor first half.
We
though.
have.
We really
We've made a chance.
underperforming.
I don't think we've been so poor that we should be losing.
No, we've not made a chance, have
Oh,
we?
the Rashford one.
Well, I mean, we've scored
Which
a
was the
goal that
Rashford?
should have stood. And then we've created a couple of half chances where we could have done better. I don't think we should be losing this game. And I feel
It's
like
patience
We've been poor,
again.
though. That's
It
what
could be
Andy said, is
patience
we've
again.
been poor, and I agree with that.
It's patience again in it.
we haven't created as many chances like there. Like that final pass from Pogba, it needs to be straighter.
Yeah.
And Rashford's in. McGoldrick's gone to flick one round the corner there and literally just poked it in front of himself.
You know Solskjaer with that expression now, he's not happy.
No.
Not happy at all.
My amateur says Tellers isn't offering the attacking width of Shaw, and other than the goal, no opportunity. A harder conversation regarding Martial should be had.
What was that? First bit?
Tellers isn't offering the attacking width that Shaw is, and other than the goal, we haven't created any opportunities.
It's hard to judge Tellers because he's
Rashford
coming
had
in
no
for
chance,
like a
didn't he?
game and then that's it.
Yeah.
People, I know they train together and stuff, but relationships on the pitch are so important. Like knowing where someone's gonna go, knowing where someone's gonna run, like just knowing like, oh, I can go and he's got me. Like, oh, Maguire will pass the ball this much, or I don't, just having those relationships are important. Tellers hasn't played enough. Has he played consecutive games for us yet? I'd guess not.
If he has, he's certainly not played.
If he has, he's
not
played it like once.
5 or 6 in a row, has he?
Yeah. So I'm reserving judgment. I agree. I've said a few times to you, haven't I? It was a little bit sus defensively.
Yeah. Not that you would blame him for anything that's happened today.
No.
Ramsdale collects the ball there. Was it 2 minutes left of stoppage time at the end of the first half?
Not good.
Not good at all. And it's the lack of chances that's concerning me. Because these are, we keep saying
No
it.
disrespect to these, but
5 points.
Yeah, it's not acceptable. This.
No.
You could think maybe Sunday's taking it out of him a bit. Nah, it's no excuse. No excuse.
That's no excuse at all.
That was a bad tackle.
Saka's about to get booked here.
I'd take him off second half.
Was it Twanzebe? Sorry. Out in the right back position.
That could be a problem second half.
That's why I'd take
If he's on a yellow card for the second half, no.
It's a clear yellow card as well. He's miles off the ball there. I don't really know why he's even gone in on him. Just run him down the line.
Clattered him, innit?
Yeah, probably. He knows he's out of position as well, so he don't want to let the cross go in and only have one man in there to head it out. So yeah, Axel on a booking. Free kick to Sheffield United. Need to not fucking concede here. Because that would be bad.
We went 2-0 down to them last year, didn't we?
Was it 3-3 in the end? Should have won that as well. That was gutting, that game. Even though we came back from 2-0 down, the fact that we conceded a late goal.
I thought Ampadu was sick then, where he just spat a shitload of Lucasade out.
Oh, fuck.
Should be 1-1 this. I'm still fucking annoyed at that. Should be 1-1 or 0-0.
I'm annoyed at the level of performance.
Oh, the performance has been crap, but that happens, doesn't it? I mean,
come on. No, if you want to be winners, though, you've got to up your game, though, haven't you?
But what I'm saying is, bro, we've won the league and played well every single fucking game. The facts are we played badly and we should be going in 1-1. That's what I'm on about.
Right.
I'm not saying we've played well.
Yeah, there's no way that you should be letting the Sheffield United goal stand and ruling out United's goal. That's the inconsistency there is
as bad as we've been.
Obscene.
Like it should be 1-1.
Yeah, it should be 1-1 or
0-0.
Or 0-0. Or if we're being honest, the Billy Sharp move on De Gea was much. He wasn't going for the ball. He literally goes to push the goalkeeper out of the way.
Saying it should be 1-0 United.
If it's going to be 1-0 either way, no, but it should be 1-1 or 0-0. That would be what I would think is fair. But if it's going to be a foul either way, the Billy Sharp one was.
Why isn't no one
Why isn't
talking,
De Gea
man?
fucking screaming for that there? The ball's 10 yards out and there's no one around Maguire, and he doesn't know. He's not getting a shout. Come on now, we've got no seconds left. We're not even going to get in the box here, are we? Back to Matic. Fucking hell. Great. Just blow the fucking whistle, ref. We're going to concede more than we're going to score in this half. They look like Sheffield United from last season, don't they? They get the tail up a little bit. You allow them a few balls through the defence, and they just look fucking hard to beat like they were before. United not really looking like making any chances at all, and that's half time.
Half time.
1-0.
Disappointing.
Sheffield United. And I'll be honest, I wouldn't say we've necessarily been, deserving of being 1-0 down, but Sheffield United certainly don't not deserve to be in. Do you know what I mean? They look
bang
comfortable. I think they look good, Sheffield United.
They look all right. They look okay. Defensively solid this half, but it's is it us not playing well, or is it them playing well?
I think it's both. We don't look like creating. Rashford hasn't really got going. Martial hasn't got going at all. Greenwood hasn't done much either, really. Tellez is barely even on the pitch.
They need to up the tempo because they know what's at stake here.
It's these sorts of games, innit, of all the teams as
if
well.
If you want to be winners, you've got to win games like this.
Yeah. Because that's the thing, like, the recent weeks, like Fulham are in the shout of staying up. If they put a few good performances together, they've got a real reason to put good performances together. The same with, Brighton and Newcastle and those teams around there. We've beat all them.
Burnley,
we beat Burnley. And yet it's Sheffield United who, let's be honest, even the most resolute Sheffield United fan isn't saying that they're still going to stay up. Were they 15 points from safety? 14 points from safety?
Stands, though,
I think it could be about 15 now.
Yeah. So it's like they are only doing this for a bit of pride. And their little bit of pride at the minute is outweighing our chance to actually win a fucking title.
I mean, Jesus Christ! Imagine a shot in the arm. If they won this could galvanise them for the season. It could,
but it might galvanise them to play a little bit better. But even if they win this, Sheffield United, they're not staying up. That's the thing. That's the reason why it doesn't make sense to me. Is they've got almost nothing to play for other than the chance to beat Manchester United, and we've got so much to play for. Try and sum up that first half a little bit, Adam.
Frustrating, annoying, started off slowly, allowed them to grow in confidence. They've got a goal which shouldn't have been given, to be fair. But, it's been given. We should have got one back. We should be going in 1-1. I thought it was a poor decision not to be given. To be given a foul on the goalkeeper by Maguire there, I thought it was a horrendous decision. And just when it looked like Martial got a bit of luck he needed to get a goal. But apart from that, we've had a few half chances and, Bruno just flashing one behind Martial and, a few Greenwood getting into the box, flashing. But we've not really created any killer chances. I don't think anyone's particularly played well. And we need to turn it up in the second half, but I'm confident we'll see a reaction in the second half.
We'll have to.
Do you think we'll see a reaction?
Well, either that or we ain't going top of the league. That's the simple message. Up your game. How bad you want it, win it.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I wonder if we'll see subs at half time. We saw Cavani warming up before. He would be an obvious one just because we haven't looked like scoring much. Do you think
maybe Cavani for Greenwood?
Yeah,
or something like that. Donny for someone. But
Van der Beek for Matic.
That's the problem though. We've got a very attacking lineup already, and the problem for me,
Matic needs to stay on the pitch. I think because what you're going to find is we're going to push forward. Tellez is going to get forward. Wan-Bissaka is going to get forward. Matic is the one that drops in between the defence. He's better than
they're going to sit back. They're going to sit back and try and hit us on the break. It'll be wave after wave, second half. Well, we hope it is.
But that's why Matic is important because he'll sit back.
We've got a couple of super chats. Mo Turkistani said, Martial being good last season does not excuse him being trash for half of this season. Anil MUFC says, the jumper is hard, Adam.
It's a bit soft, but thanks. I know what you mean.
I think a lot of people in the comments would prefer Martial to come off. People saying he's stagnant.
But why?
He's the one that
been,
ought to come
out
off.
of the front three today, he's the one that should have had a goal. He's the one that's looked most lively. He's been trying to get into areas to make things happen. Been playing from the left most of the game. I think it's a bit. Just people sat at home. They're frustrated because he's been shit all season, and they're saying, "Oh well, yeah, he's been shit all season. Take him off now." And really, if you look at it, he's done more in this game than Greenwood or Rashford.
Right, we're going to head over to Steve and Ronaldo for their half-time thoughts. What do you think of that one, lads?
A little bit of confusion around the fouls on goalkeeper things.
Yeah, I told you my opinion on it. I think it can't be one. You need the biggest issue with refereeing, especially in the game today, is consistency. You can't have one rule for one and one rule for another. But I'm not gonna hide behind that in terms of describing that performance. That performance from United simply was not good enough. It was too slow. It was very complacent. It looked like we were sleepwalking.
Well, I would say mitigation for that, although not entirely. You're playing against a team completely in a low block. They're giving you very few chances to get in behind, and you're playing three players basically that are speed merchants. We've nullified ourselves by the biggest threat of our three forwards.
So we've reverted back to type then of that issue that we was going on and on and on about last season, about whenever we play against teams that are a little bit more solid and defensive, we don't seem to have the creativity at times to break it down, which hasn't. If you've got the likes of Bruno Fernandes and Pogba on the field, and you've got Greenwood and Martial and Rashford, then that shouldn't be the case. It's just, it comes down to attitude and approach to the game, and I don't think the approach to the game has been good enough from United.
No,
I
mentioned to you earlier, I think Pogba's doing some really nice stuff in that right-hand sort of pocket in our half.
Yeah.
But once we cross the halfway line, Bruno, Pogba, fucking Greenwood, Rashford, Martial, there, and Tellez, they're all in that sort of same sort of pocket of space, and there's no one in sort of like the right-hand side, number 8 kind of sort of area to sort of pick up, give a little bit of balance. When you're playing against a team in a low block, you want to make triangles. You want to use your fullbacks, your centre mids, and maybe those wide forwards to try and create a little bit of space, to knock it around between themselves to try and create a gap. And we're not doing that. We're not really testing them from distance. And I think, ultimately...
I think it's just been very sloppy as well with the passing.
The final third,
I don't think,
there's no final ball, and it's been extremely sloppy from all of them, actually. I think Tony's the one that a lot of people are complaining out in the comments. Some people mentioning Tate. I think Matt just mentioned Tate.
What I would say, I'd say Martial's not been good today at all, if I'm being honest. I think the chance that he had with the header, people are saying it's behind him. I think Cavani scores that.
Yeah,
I think if he's a little bit braver and he actually wants to score, then he does.
One of the comments there says, come on, Steve, these are one of the worst teams in the league. Yeah, it doesn't mean that they can't still put a low block in, especially when they score a scrappy early goal like that. You see this all the time. That is the way that teams are able to go and create these smash and grabs, and don't pretend we didn't see this. With United, I think 2006 or 2007, I saw Sunderland put on the best 0-0 win I've ever seen in my life. And I can't remember who they had in net at the time. Had about 30 fucking saves. It happens sometimes. I don't think we've tested the keeper enough.
No, we haven't, because you think he's suspect. So that just comes down to the player of the front three. It's not been great, because I think Rashford's also been non-existent. And if anything, I would say that people are saying that maybe Greenwood off. I think Greenwood's been probably the liveliest out of the front three, and he's not even been.
He's always going to shoot.
Yeah, and he's not been. It's not like he's been amazing either. So it's just been a very frustrating game to watch. I think Bruno's been sloppy at times. I think Pogba's played it slow. It's just been a very stagnant and a very frustrating game.
Apparently VAR didn't check because the ref blew his whistle before the ball hit the back of the net. That can't be real. That's madness if it is. I mean, the referee's on screen right now. BT's referee describing that.
If that's the case,
that's madness. They don't put flags up to let the player run and see what happens. But if that's the case, yeah. So Peter Walton, apparently that's what he's been said. We ain't got the sound on in here, so I can't tell you. But that's madness. That's madness. Otherwise, what are they saying then? Are they saying it's a foul otherwise, or are they saying it wasn't?
I think that's basically them saying that if it was allowed to play on, then the goal would have stood. But that doesn't really make any sense, because it doesn't really seem like there was any big stoppage of play. If anything, it seemed to be a short amount of time before the incident with the keeper and Martial put it in the net. And if he did blow his whistle to call a foul, isn't the whole point of VAR saying he was wrong? Yeah. He scored. It's a goal.
Yeah, madness.
I don't know.
Makes no sense.
No, it doesn't make any sense to me. I think that's just
got a super chat there from
referee
Taffy
cop-outs, man.
Jode says, would you say Matter is perfect for the low block?
He's usually the player that we went for last season in terms of, but I think this season we had enough on the pitch in terms of creativity to do that, because we're saying that we haven't got enough creativity in the first half. But if you've got Fernandes, as I've said, and Pogba, and the players that we've got up front, it's not an excuse. It's just got to be the way that the players are actually playing.
Loads of times we've sit here and just said, just be patient. And I think that's the same thing again today. I think if we're patient, I think we managed to get back in this, I think. If we're patient, we see Pogba just advance up the pitch a little bit where I think he can be effective. And you know, I think that's the crack.
Because I just literally put in a tweet out saying that it's one of them home games where the way United have performed, if fans were allowed to games, it would be normal circumstances. There's no way in hell that United fans would have allowed that kind of performance from United. No, especially against Sheffield United.
Yeah, you might be right on that. But I was worried coming into this game. I was worried coming into the Arsenal game. These are games that you can fuck up your chances of going and doing something. And you know, I don't care how seemingly poor your opposition is. It's, you know, this is why you have giant killings in the FA Cup. A team that's got zero interest in trying to attack you is dangerous, and it's harder to create a goal than it is to prevent a goal.
Vikram Singh says, what's the difference between this United and the United that blew smaller teams away post-lockdown last season? I think the best way of answering that is just, it's football, innit? A lot of variables. It's just things game in, game out sometimes.
And also sometimes
hard.
if you do something regular, let's say we was doing a particular move, a particular pattern, a particular player was being used in an overlap or a third man run, something along those lines. If we was doing that, then you as the opposition manager have gone, right, this is how they previously created a lot of chances, let's watch for that. And you can prevent that by doing a bit of good scouting and stuff like that. I think it's just down to patience, better quality in the final third, and I think, you know, we've had a couple of chances that we could have done better with. I think the goals will come. I think, you know, of course you can get nilled, but I don't feel like people are going to nil this United team very often.
I'll be very surprised if, I don't want to jinx it out, if we don't score, but it's just the fact that even though we'll win and you'll take the 3 points if we do turn it around, it's not a game that, or it's not a win that's filled us with confidence. I said it before the game, when are United going to give us that game where it's a comfortable 4-0, 5-0 win and it's all happy days and
is that a Premier League
football?
Thing? Well, no, it's not, because City get it all the time. City do it all the fucking time.
I don't think I can't remember the last time this United team has actually done that.
Got a super chat there, Cam, let's have a look at it. A lot of people mentioning bring Cavani on. Fergal says Marshall is playing okay and I like him, but we have to admit he's not the level of Cavani. The whole team suffers because of his movement. I just think, you know, three forwards, they're not identical, but they're very similar, I think.
Yeah.
Cavani's noticeably different than those.
That was a very contradictory statement.
I also don't think he's playing okay today, to be honest with you.
Nah, man, it's been... and it's even defensively, like the few times that Sheffield United have broke forward, they've actually looked probably a little bit more dangerous than we have, which is the most damning thing. And they haven't attacked too much. Because obviously you remember Billy Sharp got in.
Yeah. Do we have natural wingers? No, we don't have natural wingers. That's what I was always saying. Let's try and get... we scored 6 against Leeds. All right, yeah. I mean, it's Leeds, though, isn't it?
Yeah. I remember how good like that was and how good that felt.
Bring someone like Adama in. Loads of you don't rate him. But I think he offers something that the others don't offer, which is that he plays for the team. He doesn't go for his own glory. He doesn't go for his own goals. He makes stuff happen for other people. And all right, he's not got the greatest goal and assist record, but sometimes I think the way United would set up with him in the team, especially because I think he'd find a lot of space against.
I think he'd cost too much for what he'd actually be worth.
Yeah,
that's the type of player that I'd agree with. You can get him for relatively cheap, but
finding people in the Premier League's just not a frugal business, I don't think. Adama's end product has got awful. When I watch him, though, I don't see a bad player.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, people bring up his statistics or whatever. But whenever I watch him, he seems to be dangerous at least. know what I'm saying? Maybe if he was playing with even better players, he could bring something out of him. Maybe he needs to be lifted by better players.
Yeah.
Maybe he's one of those players. But
that's it. I think
I think the ship sailed on that though, because right about now it costs too much for what he'd actually be worth. Adama is similar to what
people say
Valencia.
Adama sucks.
People put in Adamo is similar to what Valencia used to be.
I disagree.
Nah, I don't know.
I think
sure
he's got a
that.
lot more lateral movement than Valencia had.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on then. Right, I think the teams are coming back out. Have we had any changes? It's on Sheffield United at the moment. I can't hear the comms, so if they've mentioned that there's any changes, then obviously that'll be the case. Is the comment coming up there? No, doesn't look like we've got many at the moment.
Looks like there's no changes. But what needs to change is our attitude and approach, so hopefully we do.
So again, we say this a lot. 15 minutes or so. Let's give them a bit of a
more
shot.
urgency, more energy.
And try and get some shots on target. I don't rate Ramsdale. I think if you start shooting from range, Pogba, we've not seen him in a goal scoring opportunity. Let's get Pogba in a goal scoring opportunity.
Training game kind of
little bit
vibe, a bit comfortable.
And is that a consequence of the no fans thing? Maybe. But let's hope that we've had a word. We have been traditionally a little bit better in the second half. So the teams are coming out, and back over to these lot.
We're back. Talking there, I don't think there's any substitutes for either team as far as we can see. Do you think it needs a substitute, or do you think it needs just a change in style, or maybe just a kick up the arse? Or what do United need here?
A mix.
Yeah.
I just, it's one of them games where everyone talks about, oh, they need to go for it, and just false, empty platitudes. Really, we just need to play the way we're playing. We'll create more chances, a bit more quality in the final.
Bit more tempo.
But does it not worry that another half like that might just see us?
I hate all that.
Oh,
they don't want it enough, and they don't want this. Of course, they want to win this game.
Yeah, I don't think
they've been poor in the first
like
half. Get better in the final third, and we'll fucking win it.
Yeah, it's tempo. And if we get up to the 60th minute and nothing's changed, then we've got to.
It's a poor pass there, man. Come on, mate. Go on, Mace. But I think there'll be a point in this game, 15 minutes, probably 10, 15 minutes, bring Cavani on for one of the front three. Oh, fuck's sake.
No, he won it back, and that's a good ball in as well to Wan-Bissaka on the edge of the box. And their players just...
Why did Wan-Bissaka, oh, fuck's sake, control it to the right when there was a player there, when he had to the left and he had...
I don't know, is that a foul? Oh, it's fucking
it's so
soft,
man.
Barely anything in that. It just brushes his back.
But De Gea got touched worse than that.
All you got to do is breathe on a player these days and they go down.
Unless it's De Gea in goal for us, and you can just fucking run into it.
It's such a weird decision, that, and I don't want to go on.
But I know we shouldn't. I shouldn't complain, but De Gea's got to make more. He's just so fucking passive in these situations, man.
When you say
bollock the ref, make the ref think, fucking hell, I've made a mistake. I need to have a look at this. Because I think that does put...
Yeah, because...
They don't even check it properly, man.
Because I said, didn't I, when the goal went in, De Gea went like this. Like, looked like someone had stopped his arm going. He's got to be screaming at the ref.
Fucking go mad. Even if you get booked, you might get the goal overturned.
Yeah.
It's just so soft and just, I got fouled, ref.
His protesting wasn't very strong at all, was it? It's fucking Axel. I think Axel slams the ball back to De Gea there, and De Gea gets it out, but...
Get it
a
down.
A lot of power behind that.
Played poor.
Yeah, Pogba. Got a bit lucky,
Come
but
on,
got
United,
it down.
up the gas. Come on.
Turn. No, turn.
Forward.
He's turned. Just the other way. Tellers on the left. Tellers has not done much, has he?
But I think, again, with Tellers, like, one, what I said earlier, I don't think he's played enough for us. But two, it's like, his strengths are whipping balls in. You play Cavani then?
Maguire with a lovely ball through the lines there up to Bruno, and then it is out to Tellers on the left. Forward to Rashford, back to Bruno, Pogba, Matic. And Rashford almost knocks it out of play there, but Tellers recovers it.
Unlucky Bruno.
Bruno trying to find the ball through the lines.
Twanzebe
did really well on McGoldrick there. Through the back of him, but without fouling him.
I hate that. Wan-Bissaka takes people on, but he doesn't actually know where he's looking to go. Come on, Marshall, stronger there.
Thrown to United. Jagielka, man, fuck me. Isn't he like 37? And he was slow when he was 25.
He was old when Moyes came to United, wasn't he?
Yeah, because there was links of him coming to United.
Fellaini, United made
get
that
both.
£40 million bid,
Nah, it
didn't
wasn't.
It was him and Baines, wasn't it?
Baines, sorry.
Greenwood! Oh, he's pulled it wide.
Got a pass
Fucking
there,
hell.
surely.
Nah, it's just
Bit
got
more
to
than
hit the
that.
target.
Bit more than that.
Don't
If you're going to hit with your left foot, maybe, but you hit with your right foot, you're hitting it away from goal. I know he did that against Liverpool, but
He don't need to pass it. He's just got to hit the fucking target.
Angle's
It's a great
tight.
pass from Bruno as
yeah,
well. That.
class from Bruno.
He's on the corner. Nah, he's just got to score. He's on the corner of the 6-yard box. There's no pass required. You've just got to hit the target.
Yeah, you're right.
Fuck.
He's got to score that. He
Yeah.
normally
You
scores
got to hit
that.
the target.
He normally scores
He
that.
normally does score them. The one against Liverpool was more difficult than that. He's further out.
Yeah.
He's got to find the target.
And you got screaming Scouser down your ear.
Yeah. Whereas that one there, he's on the corner of the 6-yard box.
He
and
probably
just
needs
scuffs
that
it
screaming to kind of make him focus.
to know it's serious.
Sharpen your focus.
Well done. Paul Pogba. Oh, it was Wan-Bissaka. Fucking hell. Can't tell from this distance. Throwing Sheffield United in United's half. That was fucking... Do you know what? If we're looking at positives, 4 minutes into the second half, and that's the best chance we've made all game. Even the Maguire one was a chance that came from a mistake by the goalkeeper. That's the best chance we've created in the whole game, and it's come 2 minutes into the second half, so that's a little bit better. We've just got to make 3 or 4 more of them now and win the game. Fucking backheeling it to each other. Sheffield United near our box. Well done, Mason. Keep the ball. Oh, fucking hell. That was a bad pass or Tony on his heels a little bit, but couldn't quite control it. Maguire wins the header there. He's bobbling about in the air now. That's a good turn. He's done Maguire there. Tellers should be fine there. Back to De Gea. Nervous.
To go. I'm getting nervous now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the longer this goes on, the more they're going to grow in confidence in it.
I feel like if we score in the next 10 minutes, we'll be all right. But
I mean, I think if we score in the next 30 minutes, we'll be all right, to be honest, because they've conceded, a lot of goals this season, and it won't take too much for them to lose their confidence. If we get a goal at any time, I could see us getting the second. We just have to not let them score as much as anything.
God. Sorry, guys. So rude.
Hey, only human.
It is rude.
It's only
I'm
human.
too nervous to yawn. Wan-Bissaka, Pogba. That's a good pass.
Come on, United.
Tellers on the left, puts the ball into the box, and Bruno's got it. He just gets
Why
tackled.
didn't he leave it to go into
Pogba to Rashford.
What the
Who's running onto that? Wan-Bissaka
No.
hits one. Corner
Corner.
ball. Take that. Corner ball there.
It's not Newcastle away.
Hey, if he wants to shoot and if he scores, so be it.
It's all well and
I'll
good.
take
saying-
any- I'll take any
It's all
goal
well
at
and
the
good.
moment.
Of course, it's all well and good if he shoots and he scores, Andy.
I take it off his backside if it goes in the net.
He may as well hit it with his backside. More chance of scoring than his foot.
Who did he score against? Was it
Newcastle.
Yeah.
But
Oh, you said that, sorry,
it was a goal and a half. That.
Yeah, it was a good one. Just hit it as hard as he could. Thing is, though, sometimes when they just hit it as hard as they could, as a corner gets whipped in.
Why didn't Matic go towards that?
See it out.
You're on a
Play
booking.
that.
You're on a booking. Well done. When a player just hits the ball as hard as they can, I don't think great goal. I think that's the goal of someone who's shit at shooting. Like Valencia used to do the same thing, where you're like, anyone, if you just slap it as
He
hard as
scored
you
the rocket
can, is
against Everton.
eventually
I
going to
remember the
score.
one
Well,
at
that's because,
Everton.
but like most top scorers don't hit the ball as hard as they can every time. The only ones I can think of are like Rashford does it sometimes, and Ronaldo does
Remember
it.
when Rashford did it at Northampton when he had like an open goal and 2 yards out? Oh, fuck off,
That's
ref!
rough. Mike with a super chat said, a pundit recently called Martial a lightweight number 9. Based on his performances this season, I can't disagree with him. Any thoughts on that?
Don't know what one of those is.
Don't know what a lightweight number 9 is. Do you think he's a lightweight number 9?
No, I think it's just a confidence thing at the moment. It's just a confidence, mate. I don't doubt his ability and his technical ability. So I say all strikers go through confidence. Lots of confidence. So you just have to deal with it best you can.
Yeah.
His problem is Cavani.
Whose?
His, anyone who wants to play up front for United. Your problem is Cavani looks
good.
like a man possessed at the minute.
Yeah.
And if you're out of form, you're not on it. Oh no. That's how the competition needs to be at United.
It's good for United though, isn't it? Yeah, like you're saying.
It has to be at United.
Yeah. You need options.
You
there.
need options for when your strikers inevitably go through a rough patch.
Because it's not. It's up to United to win games, isn't it? It's not.
Today, people are moaning about him being a striker. He's played a lot of this game on the left. Like the first 25 minutes, Rashford and Greenwood were through the middle, and he was on the left. And then there's been periods he's gone in the middle, and then I think it's just they just keep rotating around.
I mean, we've got to start picking up home wins as well. We've got a run of home games coming up as well, so get some points on the board.
There, man, it's short.
Fucking hell. Basham chopping the ball to himself. Go on, Harry, keep the ball. Good turn, Bruno there. Really nice turn. Find the pass to Rashford as well, and just about squeaked it back to him. He's unlucky. It was a tough pass though, wasn't it? That's a shit pass.
Fucking hell, Bruno! You're better than that, man. You just played a couple worldy passes and you're fucking twatting it at Tellez. Plays every pass angry, man. Look after the ball, bruv. It's not your enemy, you know what I mean?
Love the ball, come on.
Just a little cushion there. We're doing, tell us. Go on.
Van der Beek also warming up on the touchline there.
Get them both on.
Alongside Cavani.
You might not be
Wan-Bissaka
wrong.
pushing up well here, and if you can find the pass,
bruv, you're passing, man.
That was a wild pass, wasn't
He's
it?
so
Nowhere near the
his
man.
running is I don't know what is going on with his legs, man.
Unusual
He's
legs.
just gangly, you can't control him.
It's weird, he's
got no finesse in his passing as well.
Oh no.
Like you can tell when Luke Shaw and Wan-Bissaka, they have to proper think about their pass. That's why they hit it so deliberate, with everything they've got. Because they think it's like remember when Smalling used to play?
Yeah.
You could see his brain working, like him thinking, all right, I've got to do this. I've got to put my shape here. I've got to put...
Like he's been coached how to pass.
Like someone coached him and so he's going through the steps that he's been coached because it's just not natural to him. It's how Wan-Bissaka and Shaw play. But Shaw's been a lot better than Wan-Bissaka with his distribution.
Oh, why you let him go?
Rashford and Maguire, that was poor, that was...
Oh, Jesus. That was...
You got McGoldrick trying it with the outside of his foot from fucking
He's got form
30
against
yards.
us. He scores against a big team, doesn't he?
I swear his only 2 goals this season came against us.
Yeah, but he scored a few last season, didn't he?
It's a good effort, to be fair.
Can't keep being patient.
I don't know if I think Matic for Van der Beek, one of the front three for Cavani.
Who's coming off for Cavani though? Mason?
I think Rashford probably stay on because of his form.
Yeah,
throughout the
it'd be
season.
between Mason and Marshall for me.
But I'd keep Marshall on because I think he's been better.
Oh no!
He's offside, I think, but his flag
Goldrich
stayed
is
down.
clean through here. And he stuck it over the bar as well by about 2
Flags
yards.
come up.
I fucking hate that. I'm sick of that.
What?
I'm fucking sick of that.
I knew he was off.
How far off is he?
He's not off.
I think his shoulder would have been off.
Can you be off by a shoulder?
Yeah.
I don't know the rules anymore.
You can be off by a shoulder.
Come on,
Anything
United.
You can play
You
the ball with.
need a team performance. Come on, up the gas. Come on. Oh, for fuck's sake. Simple passes you can't do. What's wrong?
Come on, Marcus.
I don't think I'd take Matic off. He's been the one who's consistently brought the ball from the defence into the midfield. And that's
Fucking hell, yeah, he's got... Oh, man. You colourblind or what?
There's a foul.
And
Probably
then he's giving
booking.
a foul away.
Give the ball and you lose the ball. Fucking hell. Foul.
Stupid, that.
Silly foul.
He was
No
just
need.
annoyed that he gave the ball away, wasn't he? Solskjaer looks fuming. See, we made that one chance, the Greenwood chance, and since then it's been back to the first half.
Do you remember the West Ham game we had the last season? Just before Crystal Palace, last week of the season, we had West Ham.
Yeah.
We had a chance to nail it, and they went to the last game of the season against Leicester.
I do.
This is the sort of performance against like a West Ham.
Good tackle, Wan-Bissaka.
We only got a draw out of it.
Oh, that's a fucking corner.
Fucking hell, man.
It's a corner.
So erratic, bruv.
This is fucking shocking, this.
So
I know you can have a stinker.
I don't understand how he used to be a winger. That's lies, that is. That's lies. Wan-Bissaka was never a winger, bruv. You can't tell me he used to be a more attacking player when attacking, like passing the ball and running forward are his most unnatural abilities. You'd think he'd be a fullback that got caught out more because he was a winger, innit?
Wait.
Rather than he's so good defensively, but he's a little bit poor up front, and he used to be a winger.
Yeah.
Like it's the wrong way around.
But I suppose if you think of the players he used to play against, most of them aren't professional footballers now, are they? When he was coming through. Do you know what I mean? And even then, he didn't make it amongst those players as a winger. So he obviously wasn't that good as a winger.
We need a goal, man.
Is he offside? He is. Wonder when these subs are coming on. It's 60th minute now.
It's sub time.
Yeah.
This ref's pissing me. I hate his face, you know. I want to punch him.
I don't know who he is. I don't recognise him.
I'm landing
to be
on
honest.
Stretford after this.
Do you recognise that ref?
But I do recognise him from other games. I don't know his name.
Yeah.
But I do want to punch him.
That'll sort it.
I couldn't be. I'd lose my head over some of these referee. You know how like referee decisions happen and players are supposed to just carry on and move on from the game and just allow that to pass.
Yeah.
But that would rattle my head. Like you see when Martial got sent off against Spurs, even though in hindsight he should have got sent off, but Lamela should have got sent off as well. Like that would just make me lose my head, bro. Like I'm taking everyone off with me. Getting my club suspended.
Slinging any abuse you can think of, swinging your fist, punching the ref, getting all your mates to punch the ref as well.
Free kick, come on. Sheffield United have got all the men behind the ball now, so it's going to be for the last half an hour.
Clear foul there.
It's a good turn, that.
It is.
I'm not sure if he meant it. Or if he...
Bit too far out, I think, this one.
It's not Roberto Carlos, is
But
it?
this is the thing. Go wide, get a cross in. Instead, Bruno or Rashford will twat you anyway.
It's going nowhere.
I mean, he did score a free kick in his last game, so...
Yeah, but
Not from this
you know when Bruno's got one for 20 yards, he's likely to score.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's too far out. Fucking hell, not though. Let's see it. Nobody sticks it in, eh?
I wouldn't say no to that at all.
The goal is still right.
This is Rashford. It can't be Bruno, surely.
It is Rashford, and he hits it.
He got
straight at Ramsdale.
He got the power and the move, but it was just very straight, wasn't it?
Because that's the thing, isn't it? From that far out, it has to be so perfect.
You have to got some
It
swerve
literally
on it.
couldn't have been more central the way it landed.
Either side, he might have had a chance.
Yeah. No, it's
That's our old goalkeeper kit that Ramsdale's wearing, isn't
yeah,
it?
it is. It's that Romero one, but with the stickers peeled off it. Sheffield United.
Come on, United. Come on.
Fucking hell. See,
You need to up this tempo now.
You know what? Yeah, I got a lot of wind, but also, sorry.
Is that Coca-Cola, do you think?
Yeah, but you know what? Is Sheffield United here will be very well tactically drilled. They'll be doing something.
Oh, that's a good cross. Pogba on the edge of the box.
Best cross from Tellez all day.
Bruno back to Pogba, who hits it.
Nah, that one was never on.
Wide, that one.
It was never on.
He knew it wasn't on as well when he was running around it. Is it free kick?
No. Unless we've given advantage and we've had none.
Tellers with a good cross, cleared out by the defender. And Bruno. Well, what if he has got a free kick?
Oh, that's cheeky.
He might have got a free kick here. Because that's a free kick. He stands on his foot. It's a clear foul. Does it? Yeah, it is a free kick.
Right, Bruno, come on, lad.
This is Bruno territory.
Yeah, this is more like
Their
it.
keeper looks like McTominay had a stressful week.
The McTominay's younger brother.
Yeah, he's had a stressful... McTominay's brother, that's a proper scallywag.
That's smart. I think he looks
he
like...
looks like his
book smart
McTominay's
McTominay.
scallywag brother.
I think.
Like the Cramp twins.
I think he looks like the nerdy one. Goalie side again, what we're saying. Bruno with the free kick.
You don't score 2 in 2 days, do you? 2 games.
Okay, of course he does. It's Bruno, isn't it? It is Bruno, and it's straight into the wall, over for a corner ball.
Shit. Did you hear what he said about Fred?
Yeah, it was so disrespectful, wasn't it? Tell people what he said.
So Bruno did an interview about free kicks and all that, and he goes, Cavani's coming on, by the way, and he goes, me, Rashford, Tellez practice freak.
Yeah! Wow! Get in!
Come on! Who said Harry was going to score?
Me!
Yes!
I fucking did.
Slap it! Come on!
That's a great header from Maguire.
After that goal got taken off him against the fucking Burnley deserves that.
Direct corner as well.
Ding dang do. Come
27 minutes to go. We need this win.
Tellez with a great ball.
Assist.
And it's just a lovely header.
Oh,
he could do fucking 10 of them a season,
Forget
honestly.
that. Don't start thinking about the ones he ain't got now.
No.
Right, don't forget it.
Get
Right,
in.
let's
That's
get
a really
out
good
there.
header.
Let's just win this.
Just runs onto it, nods it down, far corner. Brilliant.
But you see that there? You see Marshall's getting howled?
Yeah.
If I'm a striker, move away from them so they visibly foul you.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So if something don't happen,
You
like
might
if
get a
man's
yellow.
holding you with both hands like this, fucking make him foul you so that if Maguire's header goes wide, the ref's going penalty.
That's brilliant.
Well done, Slabhead.
Well done, lad. 25 minutes to go.
Right, come on.
Big 25 minutes.
Still put Cavani on, wouldn't you?
I'd take, you see all them headers that he missed and pissed me off?
Take
They
it
were
back.
worth it for this.
if we
Because we needed this one the most.
Yeah.
Oh, right, now we need still get Cavani on because the
Yeah.
game hasn't changed.
No. And
Still
the fact
need
that
to
we
score.
scored from across, if anything happened.
There
That's
you
a
go,
foul, ref.
You slag. It was a good job, actually, to be fair to the ref, to give that free kick after Pogba's shot. Not many refs give that.
No, and it should
And
be.
that goal came directly from, the free kick, the corner.
Because I don't think a speculative
Cavani's
shot...
coming on now.
I reckon Mace comes on.
I don't think a speculative shot like that
Yeah.
should count as
Mason's
advantage.
coming off.
It's not more of an advantage than the free
No,
kick.
Mason's
is it?
gone off. He's walking off now. Cavani straight on for the corner.
Yeah, fair enough. Cavani coming on for Mason Greenwood. And it's another corner. Oh, it's not. It's a free kick, sorry. A corner, but from
my apologies.
the halfway line. I thought they were going to chip it up, but we don't tend to do that, do we? Chip him into the box from fucking 45 yards.
Oh, Axel!
No, that was Paul. That's
Just
Paul
got to be a
who
bit
gave it
quicker
away.
on the ball there.
Axel, save.
Come on.
Go on, Marshall. Get on your bike, son. Where is Tellez is there?
I think it looks like, immediately anyway, Martial out on the left, Rashford's pushed out to the right, and Cavani down the centre.
Unlucky.
Come on, come on.
Paid
Well done,
Maguire.
Maguire.
Is that
Fuck
handball?
off giving our ball for that.
Ah, come on, come on.
No, they'll disallow this goal if we fucking score it and all. You
It's
can bet
too
your
much
life.
game played.
Pull it back. I'm glad Maguire scored. I fucking.
You wouldn't
I
know,
thought
would
he
you? Pull it back. If we scored from this.
You wouldn't be shocked.
If they did that, then, the game's done.
They're still sitting back, aren't they, Sheffield United?
Yeah.
They're
Well, of
sort
course,
trying to
a
ride
point
this
for
wave.
them is still a point earned.
A point
isn't
is still a point earned, and also in
that
terms
was
of
poor. Who was that? Aaron.
in terms of fragility.
Keep it tight. Come on.
Played Axel.
Well
Played
done, Axel.
Matic.
Fucking hell! How's he got through three? You're there.
Fucking
Another
hell.
one as well for
They just
fuck's
get
sake.
Come on,
Win the
get
ball
the
back.
That was a foul. That was by Maguire. Did you see that?
Good.
Got away with one, but
No, I didn't see it.
Oh.
I know.
literally looked the most likely out of the front three. Are we watching the same
What's
game?
that, man?
I mean, he's the only one who had a big chance, isn't he? He's the only one who had a through-on goal chance. Obviously, I know Marshall got the goal disallowed, but Greenwood did have that shot, didn't he, from 6 yards out, I suppose.
But I thought Rashford and Marshall both done a lot more than him in the game.
Yeah. We
Wonder
should
whose
be
tweet
back.
that is.
Sorry about that. It was
That was a foul on Pogba there.
the software we used to stream crashed, which is great. Thank you for sticking about, those of you who sticked about. We've got a super chat from Zach Lehman. He said,
Can we tweet the link again, please?
yes, Peter Banks, the ref today, is a self-proclaimed proud Liverpool supporter. Should the league restrict like they do in internationals? I'm pretty certain they do restrict it. So I'd like to know where the... Bruno would tackle.
That would have been nice.
I'd like to know where the proud Liverpool supporter quote has come from.
Played Cavani.
Usually they don't let you ref games for rivals of your team. I'm pretty certain about that.
Well, I was an Altrincham a guy from Altrincham supporting Man United. The ref wouldn't even ref our game, and it was uproar
Anthony
about
Taylor.
Yeah, but Altrincham isn't... I mean, I
No,
suppose
but-
no
but-
one supports Altrincham.
I know, but does he support Man United?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it was going.
But I mean, if
round.
you had Gary Neville refereeing a game for United,
That's not right.
He
That's
wouldn't
not
give
the
the right
same though, is it?
No, but he
Oh, yeah,
wouldn't
sorry.
give us
Yeah, yeah.
decisions. He'd give the opposition more decisions.
Well, Gary Neville in particular would, but I think if it was Jay, for instance,
Yeah.
he might give United a decision. Red card, what for? What for?
Just
Get
called
off the pitch.
He just got me bold.
And that's a 6-match ban for questioning the referee as well. What do you mean, what for? Get off.
If you're a fan of a team and you're officiating your team's in it, that
Yeah.
shouldn't be allowed.
No, but I think it isn't allowed, is what I'm saying. I think they do. They don't let that happen. Umar Khan said, Steve not paid the bill this month. It's not the bill, it's not the internet, it's the software we used to stream crashed is the problem.
By the way, Steve isn't our sugar daddy, you know.
No, that's true. But yeah, it wasn't the internet, it was the software, which is annoying. But yeah, we've got it back up and running now, so thank you for sticking around. Tarusha Bhatia says, they said on BT at half-time that VAR didn't check the Martial goal because of when the ref blew his whistle, which means then I think that the ref blew his whistle before Martial put the ball in the back of the net.
Why wouldn't?
Why
not just wait?
When it's for offside and the flag's up, they still don't blow the whistle. When it's offside and it's clearly offside, there's been 3 of them today on Sheffield United players where they've waited and then blown the whistle at the end of it. And yet when it's for an actual goal that is very soft, they just blow the whistle immediately. Absolutely ridiculous, if that's true. Assuming that is true. Ridiculous. Someone said Housen ate the router.
Yeah, the Marshall.
He heard the word mega chips and was like, sounds fantastic.
Yeah, with soya sauce.
Oh, not bad. Salt and pepper. Well done, Matic. Yeah, it looks like Tony's out on the...
Tony's lost
there,
again.
man.
Oh, man. Trying too hard.
He's having a tough game.
Oh, don't let him in, for God's sake. Oh, run it out. Run it.
Tellers with a half block.
What the fuck are you doing?
There, you got it.
Oh, to it! Oh, for fuck's sake, United, you... Oh, to
Inside
it!
the box again, just giving him free shot after free shot. And it's 2-1.
Fuck off, you dozy
Pathetic.
bastards!
Pathetic defending.
Pathetic defending!
Honestly, there was about 40 seconds there where United were going, have another go, have another
You
go, have another go.
3 times you fucking defending, shocking.
That's ridiculous.
Fucking Harry Maguire,
Awful
fucking
defending.
Twanzebe, fuck off!
The ball goes
Fucking
in there.
hell!
Maguire stops it. De Gea just passes it not really anywhere. Then they get the ball in the middle of the box. It gets blocked again by Twanzebe. Out again. That same guy's unmarked in the middle of the box. Whoever it is who's scored the goal. And
Fucking
then was standing off him.
shit! Deserve what you get.
3 times he's free in the box there. It's just pathetic.
It's just
defending.
pathetic defending, it really is.
Who's marking him?
Underestimating him. Again.
Ridiculous.
Nobody's performing tonight at all.
People in the comments who are saying the title charge is over. This fucking game isn't over yet.
Fucking hell.
I mean, come on. Don't be like, as silly as it may be.
I'll be honest with you. Football fans you guys are idiots.
It's only 1 draw, 7 losses Sheffield United have had against United in top flight competition. And that's a foul. That's a good tackle, to be honest.
This is unacceptable.
And that draw
this.
was last season, wasn't it? At Bramall Lane.
Yeah.
As we talked about before.
Oh, do you know what? If they play like that, they deserve to lose. They do because they're
mean,
playing like this.
Almost surreal defending to watch, wasn't
It's
it?
arrogance.
It's
arrogance.
Yeah. That man got the ball twice in the same spot. It was literally it looked like a replay. The ball just passed into him, and he's got a full circle yard around him in every direction. No one closing him down. Twice. Terrible defending that. Find a pass.
Wow, Van der Beek's coming on now. Mata and Shaw. Fucking hell.
Well, they're not all coming on, are they? They're warming up. We'll have to pick 2 of them if we want any. If we. Shit, that's okay.
Don't shoot. Oh, ooh. Fucking hell.
Thoughts on that goal, Adam?
Shit, mate. You've like I've said all you need to say about it. Can't be asked to waste my energy moaning about it because it's fucking awful.
Yeah.
It's amazing how they look at each other. What have we done? It's simple. It's simple defending.
No, but it's not.
School kids could defend better than that.
Not one of them took control of that situation. De Gea, Maguire, Twanzebe all had a chance to clear it, and they all went, "No, you do it." And then you had whoever scored. I don't know who it was. You had him just standing on the edge of the box, and he had 3 shots.
Just wide open every time, time after time.
If we imagine if Sheffield United did that to Bruno, I just left him free on the edge of the box.
Yeah,
we'd be thinking, what are they doing?
I mean, this is borderline arrogance from United.
I don't think it's arrogance, it's just sloppiness.
Sloppiness and.
Brewster's coming on now. It's kind of set up for that Brewster goal on the break, 3-1 Sheffield. Even a draw here is not enough.
I'll take a draw the way things are going.
Well, it's still a loss, basically.
The draw would be poor, but it's obviously better than a loss in it. We were talking before about goal difference mattering. Like, a point certainly matters. I think there's still time for United to get 2 goals here, but if it's offer me a draw or a loss, I'm obviously taking a draw.
It's our ball.
Hold on.
I mean, I don't understand why United, when they equalised, they didn't push on. They still carried on playing the way they're doing it.
Because they're struggling to play well. That's the thing. You think of the equaliser, it was a corner.
You think it galvanised them, though, wouldn't you? Right, we scored
You'd
right.
hope so.
We crack on, but we've not.
Sheffield United just kept sitting deep like they were doing before, and we struggled to break them down like we were doing before. We've broke them down once, and that was the Greenwood chance. That's the only time we played the ball through them.
As a substitute's going to
The
come
other
too
chances
late.
we had was one from a set piece where the Maguire forced the goalie to drop it, or the goalie just dropped it, and the other one was a goal where Maguire wins the header. It's not like we've been cutting through them, is it?
Well, this is what happens when Bruno's passing's been off and Pogba isn't getting high up the pitch. So we've got basically nobody's creating. Our fullbacks don't create goals. So who else is going to create goals?
Bruno trying to play it to Cavani. He's got it. It's a poor touch. Ball got a deflection, and then Cavani just
look at the chances
knocks
that
it
we've
out.
had. Maguire, with the 2 goals we've scored that should stand, one was because the goalkeeper dropped it, and one was from a corner. And like you say, we created a chance for Greenwood. But apart from that, we've not created a chance.
The thing is, though, the substitute, if United are going to make a sub, it's going to be too late. You're spending a few minutes doing tactical awareness, and you should be getting your subs on now.
Well, we made a sub 15 minutes ago.
No, but now it's like it's going to take 10 minutes to go. You throw them on now. You don't throw them on with 5 minutes to go, do you? You get them on now. See Solskjaer and Carrick there looking at paperwork, for fuck's sake. It's not a fucking office.
Matic winning the header there from a goal kick. They're just faster and they're just working harder than us.
They want it, yeah. They want it more. They're working harder.
Yeah. That really just industrious getting in it.
Yorkshire grit, they call it.
Well, they don't need to do anything now, do they? They just have to try and stifle us. And they've been doing that really well all game, to be fair. Like, just get tackles in, make it really hard for our players to turn.
See,
Whenever we play the ball into our strikers, they've got 2 men right up and kicking the ball out and nipping at their ankles. See there, look how many men are around that. There's fucking 7 or 8 Sheffield United players around the ball there. Luke Shaw's about to come on, and so is Donny van der Beek as well. 10 minutes to go. Probably 15 with stoppage time or thereabouts. Pogba. Tony. Out to Tellez on the left.
See, we can't. It's the only way we can get around
cross,
them.
but
We
it's
can't
a
go through
nothing
him.
cross, is it?
Oh, don't go back, Maguire.
It's a foul, ref. No? Just get fucking wiped out Twanzebe there, and
Maybe it was a mistake playing Swansea tonight.
There's no other choice, bro. This game was for Bailly, and Bailly got a knock, so then you can't just force Lindelof to play when Lindelof, you don't want him to play due to fitness. It's dangerous, isn't it?
Pogba chips it in. Tony jumped a bit early. Cavani over the bar. Sort of swung a leg through it, didn't he? Ball dropped down and he just had to react quickly. Just lashes it over the top.
Matic is going to drop in at centre half, and Van der Beek's on for
Tuanzebe.
Yeah. Tuanzebe's come off. Van der Beek come on.
Teller's come off and Shaw came on.
Yeah.
You could have even potentially put... Actually, now you wouldn't put Shaw at centre back, would you? When you bring him on as a sub.
This is a big week for the United. We have to get something from this. Like you say, if it's a draw, so be it.
Yeah, they can't afford to lose this.
No. A point is a point gained. Yeah. Then if we get something, then you can give them a good bollocking.
Yeah.
Like a shock to the system, this. It has to be.
We've got a super chat from Steve Martinson. He said, I'm sorry, but Martial doesn't offer any dynamic to the team apart from looking serious all the time. I'd rather Cavani all day long. Another one. Alpha Omega says, nothing is more sensual than the Paddock gang. Well, it's not very sensual at the minute, is it?
No.
It's crap.
Very lousy.
I don't know whose phone that is, keeps interfering, but someone's phone is near one of the microphones. I don't know if you can hear that on the stream. That's in the headphones. Fuck's sake, we've literally created one good chance, really, haven't we? That's the worry, innit?
This is a missed opportunity.
I can't see us making any more, really. Or in fact, I don't see any reason why we would make a chance now. We've made one chance. Or two if you include the header.
Wonder what the excuses are tonight if it stays like this.
We're not used to hearing excuses, in fairness. This would be the first game we've lost in 13 in the league.
Well,
first in 14.
If we
Assuming
lose this, then the players just need to keep quiet and all that, analyse what's gone wrong.
Which I'm sure they will do.
What are you talking about? This is what I mean. Just saying nothing. It's just nothingness. It's like saying they don't want to win it. It's like, of course they want to win it. What excuses are they going to use? Oh, you're on about excuses? Going on like they use excuses every day or something. It just means nothing. It's like saying, oh, no one cares. Of course they care. It's been a shit game, shit performance from most of the players out there. That was a foul throw if I've ever seen one. Who took that?
Rashford. Why do you think it's been shit? Do you think it's just an extension of how we've been for the last few weeks?
Nah, I don't think we've been this bad all week.
Overconfident?
For a while.
Overconfident?
Maybe we've underestimated them. Maybe we're off the ball. Maybe, I don't know. But I'm just saying, people then start going, oh, well.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm asking.
They didn't care. They've got no passion. They've got no this, got no that. The facts are we got ourselves back into the game.
Play Daddy.
And then we fell asleep at the back.
Twice.
Amateurish at the back.
Yeah, that second one was really...
But at that point, fucking should have been 2-1 up anyway. No matter how shit we've been. And I'm not saying we've played well, by the way. I just think always start looking for deeper meanings and deeper reasons.
Come on, United, please.
Sometimes you just played shit.
How is he having fucking Jagielka having world-class games against us? Bruno.
Oh, wow. Wasted.
Shaw chipping it up to the back post.
It's a good cross, that was shame. Keep
straight to the goalie.
Ramsdale's had the game of his life today. He's been shocking all season, a shit cunt.
He's not had to do anything. He's literally...
Picked the ball out
of
the net,
save
that's
to
it.
make? Has he even made a save?
No.
Actually, he made a mistake, didn't he?
He made one
Which
mistake.
Gifted us a goal.
And that's it. He hadn't had a save to make.
Fergie needs a trim. He's got that lockdown locks.
Yeah, I don't think he'll be happy.
Following the
Oh,
rules.
Grandad. Oh, come on. It's a simple header.
Play Paul.
Come on, fucking 8 minutes.
Fuck off. See, even these lot are doing it. Oh, if you want to win. Of course they want to win. I fucking hate that shit. Or passion merchant. Oh, he's got no passion. He's not fighting for it. I saw a load of bollocks. Sometimes you were just shit. Sometimes you got the tactics wrong. Sometimes you underestimated someone. Give that. Go, 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 go.
Oh, what was that? Come on, it's simple.
That's poor there.
Come in, Al.
These geezers looking for a foul and Bruno's going to give it him. Or Pogba will. Just go and elbow him.
Nah.
Huh?
How the fuck is that their throw?
Yeah, this game's done, mate. We've lost.
Never say never.
Said that against Wolves. We said we'd drawn against Wolves.
Seriously, I mean...
He's better off just moving his leg out of the way.
The replay for the goal.
Axel's better not doing anything there because De Gea would have saved that. It was Van Gaal one that used to be absolutely fuming at deflections like that. He used to always say, if you're not going to block it, don't get out of the way of it. Because that's our ball. Because he's basically taking it away from De Gea's path. It wasn't the greatest of shots. De Gea would have saved it. And just sticking half a leg out has actually made it, is the thing that's put it in. That's a good pass.
Come on!
Wan-Bissaka
Urgency, come on!
Rashford. Goes
Played
past
Rash,
his man
go on.
well there. Bit of space. Come on, he's played that way too early, that pass there.
Passing's
Fucking
been
hell.
abysmal all game, I've told you. Right ideas are all good, but no execution.
If you think back to the defensive mistakes, it's just like the Sheffield United game at Bramall Lane. We give them goals, and they were totally avoidable.
Oh,
for God's sake.
You played that pass there, man.
Well done, Cavani. Good pressing there from behind. Shaw. Out to Bruno. Pogba in the middle.
There's no width now.
Shaw. Into Donny in the box, just turns. And he brings it back inside the box. Oh, and it's blocked out for a corner ball. Come on, United.
Come on, United. Great bit of skill by Donny there.
He did well there. It's fucking Jagielka. I honestly don't understand how fucking 38-year-old Phil Jagielka, who was a decent player at best, is playing this well against us. And he always used to do it for Everton as well. Shaw crosses it in, back post. Maguire wins it. Cavani. Oh, and he's giving on ball. Fuck me, ref.
Oh, get up, you soft shit.
What's he gone down for there? Oh, he's kicked him in the face, bless him.
Oh,
he has kicked him in the face there.
It kicked him in the jaw.
Yeah.
He's all right.
Yeah, it would hurt, though. Man of the match has got to be fucking Jagielka, hasn't it? Yeah, of course it fucking has. It's probably going to be like 1 minute stoppage time as well, isn't there? What are we seeing here? 3 minutes? You never see less than 3. 4 minutes. 4 minutes stoppage time. Salvage a draw. Come on. Good header. Well done there. Good pressure by Maguire. Look how deep Rashford is there. Cavani to Bruno. Just gets dispossessed. It's too slow.
This is...
Well done. He's fucking bobbly fucking...
Bobbly fucking balls, do you fucking head in? Bobbly googly. Like, fuck. Oh, come on. Push with it.
Did well there, Pogba. Played out to Shaw. Martial.
Pogba's probably been our best player out of an awful bunch.
Yeah, probably. Bruno. Ball to the back post. Maguire's arriving, but
Fucking
it's a shocking
shit
ball.
ball.
Bruno's been shit all day. So has Rashford. But obviously, everyone will talk about Tony because he's had a fucking shit season. But in all honesty, the whole
team
haven't created any chances.
I know that it's not been good. You got no excuses for this.
But we should be we should be drawing as well. That's the thing.
Yeah,
we shouldn't be losing this game for as shit as we've been.
Yeah.
And I know it sounds fucking babyish, but let's be honest, decisions have fucked us here. But we haven't done enough to win the game at all. Not been good enough. Cavani has to start against Arsenal.
Yeah, I think the only reason he wasn't starting today was to rest him for Arsenal. To be honest, I can't imagine it was anything other than that. I think they thought this would be an easier game to rest him in.
Right, throw it. Come on, United. Come on, one last chance.
He's not a 50 mil fullback, is he? You look at the Cancelos and that of this world.
Who's played about 16 games this year, having hardly played last season.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
Huh?
Cancelo wasn't even first choice for City until this season.
Yeah, but he looks like he
looks good now.
Natural
but
kicking a football.
It took him a year to look.
Come on, Rash.
Doesn't look natural kicking a football.
And how many 50 millions have they spent before that? Was it Danilo 30 million? They had to swap for Cancelo.
No, my point is.
But I mean,
we're going to be looking for a right back in 3 years. Unlucky Matic.
Go
on, Marcus.
There you go.
Go on, Marcus. Get one of them jammy goals that you got against Wolves.
Tony on the left.
Why are you all the way out here, bruv?
Oh, it's a shit pass. Done well there. Go on, Tony.
Right, 1 minute to go. Come on.
I thought Wilder was going to do that Warnock thing where he looks at the camera.
Walks towards it.
Yeah, this is over, mate. We're not scoring here, sorry.
Probably not. There's only 40 seconds left.
Unless Rashford can ping this.
Bruno. Wan-Bissaka. Chips it. To Shaw on the left. Straight in.
Get in the box!
Win that. Hold on. Rashford. Just chips it in. Who's that? Pogba. Fucking hell.
Look at that pass there from Wan-Bissaka to Maguire. He's absolutely fucked it at him. No,
headed away.
Dead food. Finished
That'll
the game.
be the end of that.
3
That'll be
points
full
dropped.
time, won't it?
This is fucking. Oh man.
Full time. 2-1. No explaining that, really, is there?
There's no excuse. You got to turn up on the pitch, and we've not turned up. Maybe underestimated them. Shown them maybe we'll just turn up. Of course they care, but it's the run we've been on has been phenomenal. But it's just like maybe the mentality. I don't know. You can't. I don't know what to make of today.
I mean, if you want to frame it another way, Adam, 13 games unbeaten before this, including games against Liverpool. We've come through a lot of tough teams. We drew with Leicester. We've beaten everyone else in the bottom half of the season. In the bottom half of the table of the season, we've beaten everyone except Crystal Palace and Sheffield United. We were never going to go from the Arsenal game to the end of the season without losing a game. Is it now more of the Arsenal game, the next Arsenal game, and the next few games that sort of define where we are from here? Because City have dropped points.
I don't think.
Like we don't need to.
I think
we're still in
at the end
it.
of the
Jesus
season.
Christ,
Exactly.
we're still in it.
We're all disappointed.
Yeah,
we're all gutted. This is definitely 3 points dropped.
Of course.
This was a game we should have won. It was a game Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got wrong. It was a game the players got wrong. Actually, I'll say Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got wrong. That's unfair because he picked the team good enough to win this game.
Yeah.
So it's a game that the team got wrong. You can point at, should we have started Cavani? He's in form. Martial's out of form. Does it make sense to switch those two in and out? You could say Twanzebe shouldn't have started. It was a big... Maybe he was the one that got it wrong. You could point at various things, the decision by the referee. You can do all that. But ultimately, today, we were not good enough. Even if we got a point, I don't think you could have come out of here saying we deserved to win because we probably didn't. So it's one of those things. It's a disappointing day. His points dropped rather than gained. But there was also 3 weeks ago, I was hoping we'd go to Anfield, beat them just to be a point behind them. So, yes, it's disappointing. Yes, we've given, a massive opportunity to City now because they're ahead of us by a point with a game in hand.
And the goal difference is...
And their goal difference is better. But, it's not the end of the world. We've still got to play them.
Yeah, and we'll still stay second. And 4
We got to beat
we're
Arsenal.
4 points off the top. We're 1 point off the top.
The Arsenal game, you would expect.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You expect we would have won tonight, and the Arsenal game would have been a tricky one. But now the Arsenal game takes on big significance.
Yeah.
Nothing but a win will do on Saturday.
Yeah.
Because then all the doubters come out. Then you don't. And we've been playing so well, and you know what I mean. If someone's got an axe to grind, they'll come out of the woodwork. That's what they'll do.
Yeah, you'll see that.
It's what this generation does
who's
now.
Got a chance to take the piss and all that.
Take the defeat, move on. You know what I mean? I mean, nobody saw Burnley winning last week at Anfield, did they? No. So they won. Take it on the chin, move on.
The problem for us, though, is our home form's been abysmal all season.
It just turned the corner. It felt like it had anyway.
We've dropped so many. We did that.
4
3
wins.
points against these, 3 points against Palace, 3 points against Arsenal, 2 points against Chelsea,
3
3 points against Spurs. Like, I don't really want to count 2 points against City because a draw is a draw against City, but we've dropped so many points at home this season. Our home form, if you were going to look at it as any other normal season, it's not good enough to win the league.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Maybe the away form's going to be the key.
Well, we need to fix our home form.
No, but if you keep winning away, because we've not lost all our defeats are at home. If you keep winning away and dominating on the road, you've got a chance of winning the league.
Yeah, we've got a few super chats before we go, and there's also the review will be coming up with me and Jay in a few minutes. The review link is pinned in the comments, so click on that, open that up, and we'll be over there in a few minutes with the review. Stephen Martinson said, "Well, I'm off to stick my head in the oven." Can't blame you too much there.
Not that drastic, is it?
Fergal McClements said, "Why do we keep crossing when camped in the box?" I think that's because we couldn't break through any other way. We were trying to get through the lines. We were trying to do all sorts of different things. I think crossings are kind of an easy thing to do because there's always going to be a bit more space out wide because you stretch the pitch, there's a bit of space, you chuck the ball in the box. It smacks of desperation a little bit, doesn't it?
If there's a little shred of comfort tonight, Everton and Leicester have shared the spoils, so we're still second. We could have been third tonight. So it's a shred of comfort. So
we're second after
we're
20
second
games.
For
like, come on,
you tell
we're
me
doing all right.
Next January you would have told me second in the league
after 20 games.
After 20 games, and rip your hand off.
Yeah, exactly. Ian Webb with the super chat as well. Adam, my day to defend Martial is absolutely terrible. Martial out of form. He literally does not run.
I've just seen a tweet from Stretford Paddock, which I guess is Ronaldo. He said, Martial's played 250 games for United. This is by a country mile his worst. Absolutely stank. I think he was poor today, but I thought Bruno was poor today. Rashford was poor today. And I know they've had good seasons, but fucking hell, Martial had a goal incorrectly disallowed in this game. He was someone that constantly was looking to get on the ball and trying to make things happen. He's just an easy target at the moment. I think we lost today because we were shit all over. As for the game against Arsenal, I don't think Martial should be starting. So this isn't me, defending Martial.
No.
I just see people on the timeline and their agendas stink, mate. Because when Cavani fucked up at Liverpool on Sunday and gave them a goal, you weren't running around saying, Cavani's shit and this, that and the other.
Yeah, you think
you stink.
Everyone's giving Martial grief.
When Martial was banging goals in 3 months ago, it was all, my number 9, my number 9. He's like snakes, bruv.
I know, it's
just keep consistent with your opinions.
I think it's the out brigade. They can't go for Ollie, but they'll go for
I think the thing is,
weak links.
These are different people as well. I would hope it's not the same people who 3 months ago were saying Martial, my number 9, who are now saying he's a virus, get him out of the club. I don't think it's the same people.
They're also the same people that were saying Trashford, and now they're like,
yeah.
Martial's forcing Rashford onto the right.
You got to take it. You just take the defeat and move on.
Yes, exactly. And we'll be back for the review to look at it in more detail in just a minute. Me and Jay. The comments should be pinned. I can't see on here, but I'm told it's pinned in the comments. So click on that and come and find us on the review in just a minute. Man United have lost 2-1 to Sheffield United. We're still second. It's not the end of the world, but don't feel great. We'll see you in a bit.